in Barrington. Remember, for just $79, you, the new patient, get a checkup, a teeth cleaning, a fluoride treatment, and a treatment plan. And if you're already a patient, you know what a comfortable experience a visit there is. Dr. Amar Patani and his team are smart, compassionate, talented, efficient, and just really good at what they do. Don't waste any unspent healthcare dollars this year. This year, feel good about your smile and oral health. Dr. Patani is expert at the art and science of modern family dentistry. Call today, 847-381-5958. A lot. Are you happy with your smile? Main Street Smiles in Barrington is ready to clean it up, and you might have healthcare, FSA, or insurance dollars to spend before the year is out. So, before you say happy holidays and cheese, call 847-381-5958 or just search Main Street Smiles in Barrington. Remember, for just $79, you, the new patient, get a checkup, a teeth cleaning, a fluoride treatment, and a treatment plan. And if you're already a patient, you know what a comfortable experience a visit there is. Dr. Amar Patani and his team are smart, compassionate, talented, efficient, and just really good at what they do. Don't waste any unspent healthcare dollars this year. This year, feel good about your smile and oral health. Dr. Patani is expert at the art and science of modern family dentistry. Call today, 847-381-5958.
But it's going to come to you closer to the bottom of the hour because we got an 8:25 puck drop tonight with the Blackhawks and Flyers, the third game of the TNT triple header. Just heard my interview with Blackhawks head coach Jeff Blashill, just talking about how the Hawks are going to fill the void of not having both Connor Bedard or Frank Nazar in the lineup. One of those guys that I think the Hawks are going to really have to look to, which is kind of funny to say because he really wasn't on the NHL roster for the first month and a half of the season, is Nick Lardis, who's been a goal-scoring machine for the Blackhawks. Well, it started last year by scoring 71 goals in the OHL with the Brantford Bulldogs and then carrying that production over to the AHL with the Rockford Ice Hogs this season. He hasn't quite got off to the kind of start production-wise that I think maybe he wanted, but he did find the back of the net for the first time in Ottawa on Saturday. That's his first career NHL goal. So yesterday after practice, I interviewed Nick Lardis for our Blackhawks live show later that night. Here's our conversation, starting with his reaction to scoring his first career goal on Saturday against Ottawa.
Yeah, thank you, by the way. It was pretty crazy. Obviously still doesn't really feel real yet, I guess. But, describe the play a little bit. It was a good forecheck by Dickey and went up the wall. Voss made a great play getting to the net, and I just kind of got there in the slot, made a quick little backhand play, and it was pretty cool.
Is it a little bittersweet that it comes in a loss where it's probably a moment that you've been dreaming about your entire life, and then it happens, and then it comes in a loss, and you're probably trying to snap the winless skid, but how'd you reconcile your feelings after that one?
Yeah, for sure. You're like, I was obviously pretty happy to get that first one out of the way, but, at the same time, it's a team sport. You want to win, and going on a little skid here the past couple of games, the team wants to turn it around and start producing more and start winning games. So that's definitely a big focus for sure. But yeah, it was bittersweet, I guess, a little bit just to, score that first one, but obviously lose the game. But it was super nice. All the guys were kind of coming up to me after the game and congratulating me too. So that was pretty cool.
Take me back to your call-up. Everyone has their call-up story, but you had an interesting one where the bus had to turn around over in Rockford. What was that experience like? And then having to play the very next game without a morning skate?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Obviously, we were just played at home in Rockford against Milwaukee, and we played the next day in Grand Rapids. So kind of packed everything up, and we were about 15 minutes out from Rockford, driving to GR, and kind of got the call there from the GM in Rockford, Mark Bernard, and yeah, it was pretty cool feeling. Told me they're gonna turn the buses around. So some of the guys were kind of cheering me about it, just as kind of a joke. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, it was a quick turnaround for sure. Kind of called the Blackhawks, told me what the situation was going to be for the next day, and kind of drove down that night. Got in pretty late at the hotel, and I just tried to dial in for the next day.
Did you drive in by yourself? Like, were you in your own thoughts the entire way? And what was that drive? And what were you thinking about on that drive?
Yeah, it was about like 1 a.m. driving in. I never thought my first NHL game would be me the night before at 1 a.m. driving on the highway to Chicago. That's for sure. I thought it'd be a little more dialed in, I guess, but I mean, that's what the situation called for. And it was pretty crazy. Just called my parents on the phone, and they were pretty much half asleep when I kind of called them, but just discussing the plan for how they're going to get to the game the next day. And it's definitely a moment I'll never forget for sure.
What was that game like? I think that was one of the largest crowds in the last 2 years at the United Center with Centennial Celebration night. Patty Kane was in town. I know he was one of your favorite players growing up. What was just that experience like in that first game?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, sold out at the United Center. Can't really ask for a better first NHL debut game for myself. And, even to play against, an original 6 team and play against, DeBrincat, Patty Kane, all those top guys. It's pretty cool. So yeah, definitely a first couple cool games to start off my career for sure.
What was your first anthem experience like? I think that was one of the louder ones of the season with Wayne Messmer up there and Frank Pellico. Just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, I remember a couple years ago, I played here in a preseason game and kind of heard it for the first time, and it wasn't sold out, but it was still buzzing in there, and it was a really cool moment. And then kind of to see it again live on the bench in a real NHL game and just have the United Center sold out, it was an unbelievable moment, feeling. I don't really know how to describe it. Kind of blacked out at that time. So yeah.
Your NHL journey, you've gone to the OHL, AHL to the NHL in really less than a year and a half span. What's been the challenges of going from OHL to AHL, and then the biggest transition from the minors to the NHL?
I think just adjusting, like getting used to the systems, getting used to the league, how players play, whether it's your line mates or the other team, just adjusting to that next step. I feel like I've always done a good job of adjusting. It takes obviously a couple games for players to kind of adjust and find their game in a league, but I think I did a good job down at the junior level and even the AHL level, and hopefully going to do it here at the NHL level. So excited for it. Just want to learn a lot and just soak in as much information as I can when I'm up here right now, and just keep getting better every day.
All right, last one for you. No Connor Bedard, no Frank Nazar. Do you kind of use that as motivation to be like, okay, I know this maybe wasn't a role that I was expecting to play where they need to lean on me, but do you take that as a challenge as a player?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think one of my strengths are putting the puck in the back of the net, finding quiet spaces on the ice to create scoring chances and get shots off on that. And obviously with those two high caliber players out, it opens doors up for other guys in the team to kind of fill those roles a little more. And it's motivating for me, not just me, but everyone on the team to kind of take their game to that next level. And that's what myself I'm trying to do here at this level. Obviously, it takes a little bit of time. You can't really just jump into it right away as a new player, but it's motivating for sure.
Awesome. Thanks for doing this, and congrats on that first goal again.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that was Blackhawks forward Nick Lardis. Thank you to Nick for doing that after practice yesterday. The Blackhawks had their company holiday party, so we snuck that in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think one of my strengths are putting the puck in the back of the net, finding quiet spaces on the ice to create scoring chances and get shots off on that. And obviously with those two high caliber players out, it opens doors up for other guys in the team to kind of fill those roles a little more. And it's motivating for me, not just me, but everyone on the team to kind of take their game to that next level. And that's what myself I'm trying to do here at this level. Obviously, it takes a little bit of time. You can't really just jump into it right away as a new player, but it's motivating for sure.
Awesome. Thanks for doing this, and congrats on that first goal again.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that was Blackhawks forward Nick Lardis. Thank you to Nick for doing that after practice yesterday. The the Blackhawks had their company holiday party, so we snuck that in.
We're your home for the Blackhawks, Northwestern football and basketball, the NFL, and Hampton OB. This is AM 720 WGN Chicago.
The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Whether it's a plumbing emergency or just a simple repair like a clogged toilet, Plumbers 911 is your source for the best licensed plumbers. Every plumber has background checks, insurance, and 10,000 hours of training. When you call 1-833-PLUM-911, you'll be connected with one of Chicagoland's most trusted contractors, like Mendel Plumbing in St. Charles. Wherever you are, a Plumbers 911 contractor is always close by. Call 1-833-PLUM-911. Plumbers 911, where they do it right the first time.
Marquette Bank has been helping neighbors, families, and business owners in Chicagoland for 80 years. 80 years is a long time. When you bank with Marquette Bank, you know your banker. You have access to a team of real professionals to help you make smarter financial decisions. When you bank with Marquette Bank, good things happen for you and your neighborhood. Marquette Bank, love where you bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 462926.
Imagine not being able to pay the rent, put Christmas dinner on the table, or a gift under the tree. For many Chicagoans, that struggle is real. Thankfully, the Salvation Army is here to ensure that no one is left behind this holiday season. Our friends at the Salvation Army are seeing unprecedented demand in communities they've served for decades, with more people walking through the doors in search of emergency support. This increased need calls for all of us to help. Please join WGN Radio and the Salvation Army to help your neighbors have a happy holiday. Whether it's a hot meal, a warm bed, or a few gifts under the tree, the Salvation Army is working hard to do the most good. Please join us to provide hope for someone who's struggling. Go to the John Williams Kettle at WGNradio.com. Let's fill my kettle up. Trust me, a little goes a long way. Help us make a difference today.
Despite knowing for decades about the hazardous effects of asbestos, large corporations continued to expose workers and their families to asbestos, which had a detrimental effect on workers and their loved ones. For over 2 decades, Vogelzang Law has been actively representing those suffering from mesothelioma and lung cancer as a result of asbestos exposure. Their attorneys will meet you in your home to discuss your asbestos exposure and your potential case. Vogelzang Law, driven to make a difference. Call 312-466-1669 or visit vogelzanglaw.com.
Back here on the FanDuel Sportsbook, Chicago Blackhawks pregame show on 720 WGN. Blackhawks Flyers will be getting underway in about 25 minutes. Warm-ups here is just wrapping up between the two teams. I'm looking around here at the lower bowl, and it is a packed house for pregame warm-ups. Some of the holiday games, the home for the holiday games for the Blackhawks are almost always the most well-attended games, but because the Blackhawks ended their 49-year championship drought by beating the Flyers in 6 games in the Stanley Cup Final. So should be a fun one here at the United Center. Time now to bring in Steve Conroy to help us break down this game. Those are the days 16 years ago, right? Blackhawks Flyers.
Have they found that puck, Charlie?
I don't know. I still don't think they have.
No.
I remember ESPN did a really deep feature on this a while ago, and the conclusion was they still don't know.
Yeah. We're talking about the Patrick Kane goal, and the puck went missing after the game, and nobody tracked it down. A lot of people think one of the linesmen had it, and
Originally, Chris Pronger was they thought was the culprit, but then he denied it. So I don't know.
You're good at the investigative stuff. I think you should get to the bottom of that.
Boy, that's one I think that's going to be really hard to track down. I feel like 30 years from now that somebody might admit, like, I was the one that did it. I was mad or something.
Hey, before we go on, I loved your interview with Nick Lardis. He's Grecian, right?
He is, yeah. He's a fellow Greek.
Did you talk about any traditions, or did you let him know? Well, you can tell you're Greek when you just look at you.
We've had this conversation when he first arrived here in Chicago at development camp 2 years ago.
Oh.
I said, "Are you Greek?" And he said, "Yep, I'm Greek." So we had a little conversation about that. And so he is one of the nicest people to talk to. After he scored his first career NHL goal on Saturday in Ottawa, just all of his teammates, even in Rockford, were like reposting it on Instagram, like how happy they were for Nick.
Yeah.
And every time I talk to Nick's teammates, they talk about not just what a great player he is, but what a great guy he is and how fun he is to be inside the locker room. And so that's a cool thing about players like Nick, when you're good on the ice, but also you have that character around it.
Yeah, you like when the good guys really succeed, and he is a good guy from all I've heard. I talked to him this morning too about that shot because I just love his shot. It's not Connor Bedard shot, but it's getting pretty close. And he said, yeah, growing up, I bought a radar gun. So he tricked out his garage. He put in synthetic ice, not heavy duty. And he said, I'd wear my shoes on the synthetic ice. But he said, I made sure I always registered an 83 mile per hour wrist shot before I left the garage.
Wow.
And I said, good for you. And he said, I'd shoot weighted pucks and I'd stick handle with actual plates like But I'm just waiting for him to break out because the moment doesn't seem too big for him. And, he's not making mistakes out there from nerves. I can just tell by watching him. He wants to make plays, and he's not jittery. He's just letting it happen, and that's what you got to do when you first get to the NHL.
That's actually a whippier stick than I thought he had because he's got a really elite slap shot as well. And typically when you have that whippy of a stick, you can't get as much on the slap shot because it's more for wrist shots, but he has an elite slap shot. I'm surprised he can get that.
Yeah, well, he did cut it down. So, when you have a stick that's a 77, but if you take a couple inches off it, it might go up to an 82 flex.
Right.
But the other thing, too, guys who know how to shoot pucks, they'll take a little bit, if they know they got a whippy stick, they'll take a little bit off the slap shot just to make sure they get the release point in the right spot.
Which Connor Bedard actually did this year, too. He trimmed his stick down as well, and he said he did it, I think, in part for face-offs as well to help, but also just to get some better shots off in tight, because when you got that long stick, obviously it's hard. So
yeah,
we're nerding out right now on our hockey talk.
Okay,
so,
you know what? That's how you learn.
All right, awesome.
I love it.
Last time we spoke, I think I just sent you off in the post-game show, and we had just gotten word from Jeff Blashill that Frank Nazar was going to be out for 4 weeks, and it's just such a brutal blow because not only are the Hawks missing Connor Bedard, now they're missing Frank Nazar, which are the two most skilled forwards on the Blackhawks roster. And I was kind of referencing early in the pregame show that you take away any of the two best players on any team, and you're going to feel the absence of that. So if you're the Blackhawks, how do you move forward knowing that there are two significant voids in the lineup, but as Jeff Blashill said, no one's going to feel sorry for you in the league. So how do the Hawks move forward without them?
Well, and that's what I was going to say. The opposition is going to try and really pour it to you, and they realize that you're a wounded tiger. But sometimes you don't want to face a wounded tiger because they're the most fierce animal out there. And I think the Blackhawks realize that they're without two of their best players. But Jeff Blashill said, and I love the way he phrased this, doesn't preclude us from not winning. And I think that is so true. You've got a bunch of professionals out there, guys who have won before. They're going to have to be a little more direct. And Jeff Blashill said as much this morning, more of a north-south game. So, instead of the fancy plays at the blue line and maybe, making the blue line and doing a button hook and looking for the late guy, they just got to get pucks deep and get pucks back and then get pucks to the net. So, a lot of times in life when, things aren't going your way, you got to get back to basics and keeping it simple. And it's the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. And that's what they have to do. They've got to keep it as rudimentary as possible. I think they've got to try and win games, 2-1, 3-2. You give up 6 to Ottawa, you give up 4 to Montreal, chances are you're not going to win the game, especially on the road. So they've got to be a little better defensively, but they got to score some goals. And I'd like to see some of the greasy variety too. We're talking about those net front battles.
When we were talking to Jeff earlier this morning, he talked about how having the north-south keep it simple type game will actually translate to long-term success, because you don't want to be overly cute in the way that you play. And I know when Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar are in the lineup, they can do special things with the puck, and you want to give them that freedom. But sometimes you do want to simplify things, especially if you're a depth player. And so maybe this is more of a, hey, we want to play this way anyway moving forward. And then when Connor and Frank Nazar get back, they could do their thing, and the Hawks are already playing that north-south type of game. So I think there could be a potential silver lining to it.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I played on some great teams here in Chicago when we had Denny Savard and Jeremy Roenick and Chris Jellis, but we always played the same way early, and it would be get pucks deep, get pucks back, and play the north-south game. And then let's say you're up 3-0 or 4-1 in the third period. Then if you want to get a little fancier, you can. So a game doesn't have to be the same from beginning to end. You play what's in front of you. And if it's a 0-0 game, don't take any chances. Don't open up. You don't want to leave yourself exposed. And then if you do have a lead and it's later in the third period, then you can start to get a little fancier. So I think this will serve them well without Bedard. And it wouldn't surprise me if Connor Bedard's back sooner than later. And I mean, we're talking about the beginning of January. Would that be basically a month?
Yeah, I think he's going to be reevaluated at the beginning of January, so it would be under a month, because I think I can't remember when the St. Louis game was. I think it was a week and a half ago. So it would probably be about the 3-week mark.
Yeah. So if he comes back prior to January 1st, wouldn't surprise me one bit, but they've got to stay afloat, and they haven't so far. And I was just looking at the numbers for the month of December. Connor Bedard still leads the team in points for December, and he's played 4 fewer games than all the guys. So somebody's got to pick up the slack. And I'm not pointing fingers, but Tyler Bertuzzi, who was so good at the beginning of the year, has no points in his last 5 games. And we talk about greasy goals. He's the perfect kind of guy to score those greasy goals. So I think it's going to come for him. And I watched him on the power play this morning, and he was I call it taking it to the hoop. When they put it down low to him. He's going to take it to the net, and I saw him do that a half dozen times this morning. I don't think I'm giving anything away, because I don't think the other team's listening to us right now. At least I hope they aren't. But he was taking it to the net. And so many things happen when that low guy takes it to the net. Somebody's got to collapse. Chaos breaks loose. If he gets it on the net, there might be a rebound, and you got 2 other guys going towards the net. So, I'm looking for Tyler Bertuzzi to have a big game, and a bunch of guys too. And Mikheyev, he scored 2 goals last game against Ottawa. I think he's going to show some more confidence now, and they're going to rely on those guys, those veterans who maybe were quiet prior to the last couple of games, and we're going to have to really pick up the slack with those 2 guys you mentioned, Nazar and Bedard, being out.
So without Nazar and Bedard, that's the first and second line centers for the Blackhawks. But the Hawks have also been without Nick Foligno for a month, and he takes a lot of faceoffs. So now you have 3 important players that take a lot of faceoffs for the Blackhawks no longer in the lineup. In that Ottawa game, Steve, Ryan Green took 26 faceoffs for the Blackhawks. And most of the season, he's been playing on the wing with Connor Bedard. And so this is going to be a big opportunity for him to also also take some important draws, not just in the offensive zone, but defensive zone. So we'll see how he handles that responsibility again.
Well, I think he led the forwards in time on ice,
yes,
too, right?
He did. It was like almost 23 minutes.
Yeah, good for him. I love watching him play, and I just did not see that coming. Ryan Green, and quiet prior to the last couple of games, and we're going to have to really pick up the slack with those 2 guys you mentioned, Nazar and Bedard, being out.
So without Nazar and Bedard, that's the first and second line centers for the Blackhawks. But the Hawks have also been without Nick Foligno for a month, and he takes a lot of faceoffs. So now you have 3 important players that take a lot of faceoffs for the Blackhawks no longer in the lineup. In that Ottawa game, Steve, Ryan Green took 26 faceoffs for the Blackhawks. And most of the season, he's been playing on the wing with Connor Bedard. And so this is going to be a big opportunity for him to also also take some important draws, not just in the offensive zone, but defensive zone. So we'll see how he handles that responsibility again.
Well, I think he led the forwards in time on ice, too,
yes,
right?
He did. It was like almost 23 minutes.
Yeah, good for him. I love watching him play, and I just did not see that coming. Ryan Green, and they're not in the center position, so he's capable of more right now. I think also.
All right, let's see if the Blackhawks can snap a winless skid going into the 3-day holiday break against the Philadelphia Flyers. That's going to do it for the FanDuel Sportsbook Chicago Blackhawks pregame show. John Weideman and Steve Conroy have the call coming up next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
What do the Blackhawks and United Airlines have in common? The next generation has arrived, and the future looks bright. New planes are joining the United Airlines fleet every week, decked out with Bluetooth connectivity, screens and power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to fit everyone's carry-on. Book your next trip on the United app or United.com today. United Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. I played in an era that was tough, gritty, old school. But I got major respect for the next generation of hockey. The speed, the skill, the precision. That's what I see in Flight by Yuengling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, clean, crisp, real beer flavor without the heaviness. This is the light beer that keeps up with the modern game. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Are you looking for a charming destination to take your kids and grandkids for the holidays? Head to Ottawa, Illinois. This is the perfect time of year to discover Ottawa. Grab a mug of fresh hot cocoa and meander through the Kris Kringle Market. Check off your gift list with handmade gifts and goodies and delectable bites. Take a stroll downtown and check out the window displays. Enjoy fun shopping experiences at shops like Deja Vu, Prairie Fox Books, Lux Boutique, RPS Toys. While moseying Ottawa's winter wonderland, stop by the Beach House for a fantastic coastal meal. Then over to Sweet Bean Gelato for coffee and amazing treats. Just one more way to experience the holidays Ottawa style. Take a drive to Ottawa's many parks, too. There's hundreds of festive lights. How about a movie at the Roxy before heading back to your cozy accommodations? You can start making memories now by clicking on visitottawail.com. Brought to you by Ottawa, the middle of everywhere, and the Illinois Office of Tourism. Hey, this is John Williams. The roller coaster. No matter your age, no matter the amusement park, it never ceases to bring the emotional goods, the anticipation, the excitement, and then the fear and adrenaline rush that comes with the king of all rides. And the same can be said when it comes to your retirement. Lots of questions and concerns that for some can feel like a roller coaster. Will you be able to continue to live as comfortably as you do now? Will you have complete financial independence? Will you run out of money? How about taxes, Social Security, health care? Tom Fortino and the team at the Alpha Wealth Group can answer these questions and more with their roadmap to retirement. Call 630-864-6711. 630-864-6711. Online, alphawealthgroup.com. Call the Alpha Wealth Group today, and let's save the fear and adrenaline for the amusement park.
Advisory services through Retirement Wealth Advisors, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Alpha Wealth Group, licensed in Illinois.
Before and after every Bears game, tune into Happen OB right here on 720 WGN.
It's go time.
Sponsored by your local Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado, official truck partner of the Chicago Bears.
100 years.
This is just fantastic.
One city.
Chicago!
One team.
Let's go Blackhawks!
The kids.
Naysar in a breakaway down the slot. Shoots, he scores! With a shot, he scores! Fired, he scores!
They can play an original six tradition that rattles the rafters with Chicago pride.
Where you from? Chicago. Chicago. Chicago, Chicago.
From the anthem to the final horn. It's time for Chicago Blackhawks hockey. With the call of the game, here's John Weideman and Steve Conroy.
The Chicago Blackhawks have one more chance to rid themselves of a season-long 5-game losing streak tonight as they return to United Center Ice to host the group from Philadelphia. With a new coach, a new attitude, and a new direction, the Flyers have become a tough team to put away. The Hawks may have lost a few of their top players, but they firmly believe they can grab a home ice win and get the holiday started the right way. Let's hope so. Hi again, everyone. John Whiteman along with Steve Conroy and Charlie Ronelli-Otis. We're all here at the United Center, where tonight the Blackhawks will play the first of 2 games this season against the Philadelphia Flyers. Steve, early happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you and to your family. And we're looking for hopefully some holiday magic on the part of the Hawks. They've taken on a team, the Philadelphia Flyers, who since training camp, I believe have overachieved. I think that they have surpassed expectations. Rick Tocchet, their new head coach, a longtime Philadelphia Flyer, and you played against him. You know how tough he was. A demanding coach. He's got them playing their best hockey this season. So for the Blackhawks, a tall order, but certainly not one that they can't deliver on.
Yeah, well, first off, John, happy holidays to you and yours as well.
You got it.
Family's so important this time of year, and I think the Blackhawks realize that too. When we talk about the Philadelphia Flyers, I'm glad you brought up Rick Tocchet because I think he's brought a new, I don't want to say culture, but maybe a new feeling to this team. And John Tortorella, great coach, but he's a taskmaster. And there's a lot of youngsters on that Philadelphia team that maybe he rubbed the wrong way. And right now they're feeling good about themselves. Sure. You know, Sean Couturier, not a younger guy. In fact, he was named captain by John Tortorella. And then he was promptly sat literally a month later, a healthy scratch for a couple of games. So that's the kind of coach John Tortorella was. I think right now Rick Tocchet bringing the best out of these guys.
And if the Hawks have any kind of an advantage in this game, Steve, my perception is that the Hawks have the benefit of rest and some practice, sleeping in their own beds, taking it easy here in their hometowns. While the Flyers played last night in their building, they beat Vancouver 5-2 and then had to travel. I don't know how that translates, but I would think that there might be an advantage in there for the Hawks.
I think there is, but you have to worry, or you have to guard against not going on vacation too early. And the Blackhawks are going to have 3 days off, total days away from the rink after this, of course, being able to enjoy Christmas with their family in a couple of days. So you don't want to be thinking about that too early, though. It's so important to get into the game early, and that's where I think Philadelphia has the advantage. They played last night, very tough game against Vancouver, who had won 4 games in a row, and Philadelphia knocked them off. So they're going to come prepared. They're going to come ready right from the first shift.
Philadelphia, like a lot of the teams the Blackhawks have been playing lately, Steve, Ottawa and Toronto come to mind. Even Montreal to a lesser extent. Philadelphia, good face-off team. They win more face-offs than they lose. But the game is here on Chicago ice, and I would think Jeff Blashill, Blackhawks head coach, might be able to get the matchup he's looking for to kind of neutralize that advantage.
Well, that will certainly be the case. Old coach of mine, Paul Baxter, who's an assistant coach here with the Chicago Blackhawks, with Daryl Sutter, he said that the face-off is the most fundamental one-on-one in hockey.
Right.
And if you think of hockey as a game of one-on-one and a bunch of little one-on-one battles all over the ice, that is the most fundamental of face-off. So you win the face-off, you have possession, then you can start to do your damage.
All right, who's going to deliver? Sponsored by Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Air Conditioning. Electric heat pumps for a better environment inside and out. Visit getacomfyhome.com. Can't resist going with Tyler Bertuzzi. His career numbers are as good or better than any of the Blackhawks against the Philadelphia Flyers. In fact, he's a point a game. Tyler, by the way, has scored 2 goals on Samuel Ersson, the goaltender for the Philadelphia Flyers, in 3 games on 5 shots. So that's the reason I'm going with Bert. Keys to the game, sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Take it away, Steve.
Well, John, first off, play the simple north-south game. And we heard Jeff Blashill in his great interview with Charlie Ronelli-Otis talking about playing a less cute game that's getting it deep, getting it back, maybe getting it back to the point and getting a shot on net. And without 2 of the, well, certainly one of the best players in the NHL in Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar, who's one of the most skilled guys on this Blackhawk team, you have to keep it simple. Secondly, we need a serving of greasy goals. And at Christmas time, yeah, I like that second helping of ham, and that can be greasy at times. But we need some guys like the aforementioned Tyler Bertuzzi, Burakovsky, Mikheyev, getting to the front of the net, scoring some greasy goals. And then finally, how about an early Christmas present? A lot of guys obviously have family and friends in from out of town. They're going to have 3 days off. Make this be a lasting impression game, a great one to send off on. The food's going to taste better after a big win here at the United Center.
I like that key a lot. All right, Steve, who are you banking on? Sponsored by Marquette Bank. Love where you bank. Celebrating 80 years of neighborhood banking.
Go with Teuvo Teravainen, who would have played against Philadelphia an awful lot when he was with the Carolina Hurricanes. He has 8 goals, 17 assists, in 32 games against this team. I'm going with Tavo. It's Tavo time tonight.
It's Tavo time. All right. Thank you for that. Well, the stage has been set. The Blackhawks and the Philadelphia Flyers have lined up on their respective blue lines. We'll have hockey momentarily. But right now we're going to send it down to ice level. Standing on the red carpet that extends out from the penalty boxes is the best in the business as far as anthems are concerned. Of course, I'm talking about Jim Cornelison, as tonight's presentation of our national anthem is proudly sponsored by Park Ridge Plumbing, a proud partner of Plumbers 911. Hawks fans, happy holidays, and please enjoy our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. On our ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say now that star-spangled banner yet waves, for the land of our free and the home of
Only in Chicago do you hear that, folks. The Star-Spangled Banner, exquisitely delivered by the best in the business, Mr. Jim Cornelison. Well, let's get to the starting lineups. In goal for the Philadelphia Flyers is Samuel Ersson. He's 1-1-0 in his career against the Blackhawks. And at defense for Philly are Travis Sanheim and Cam York. Up front from left to right, Carl Grundstrom starts at left wing. Centering the Flyers' opening line is Rodrigo Abels. And starting at the right wing, Nikita Grabenkin. For the Blackhawks, it's Spencer Knight in goal. He's 2-0-0 against the Philadelphia Flyers in his career. And at defense are Connor Murphy and Wyatt Kaiser. Up front from left to right, Oliver Moore starts at left wing. Centering the Hawks' opening line, Ryan Green. Starting at the right wing, Nick Lardis. Kind of a look into the future for the Hawks. Our referees tonight are Tom Chmielewski and Justin Kia. Handling the lines are Killian McNamara and Jeremy Fauché. First of two meetings set to begin. Down to center ice we go. Abels against Ryan Green to get her going. And the pre-Christmas hockey game for the Blackhawks in front of a packed house here at the United Center is set to begin. We have a momentary delay as this game is nationally televised, and why not? Right? Here we go. Green and Abels face off. The drop of the puck, and the Flyers control to get it going. York firing it down the left side glass in behind the Hawk net. This rolls around to the near side to Kaiser. He pushes the puck back in behind the net around up the far side. Murphy takes a hit but moves the puck along the right boards. Lardis lifts it down ice into the Philly zone. Oliver Moore checked along the far boards by Sanheim and goes down. Flyers get the puck. Rodrigo Abels is center ice. Hands it off to York. He's over the Hawk line right wing to Abels. Right circle closing in. He'll fire and a butterfly save made by Knight. Loose puck to the near corner. And Grabenkin checked off the puck. The Hawks get it back. Here's a pass across the rink. Oliver Moore at the Hawk blue line. He'll dump it back into the Hawk zone to Kaiser. And then over to Murphy. He'll pass the center ice, picked off by Travis Konechny, and then he gave it right back to Murphy. Murphy with a quick pass to Bertuzzi, center ice on the right wing. He'll lift it down in behind the Flyer net. Taken out of there by Jamie Drysdale, the leading scoring defenseman of the Flyers. He shot the puck to center ice, and then Alex Vlasic fired it right back in off of Drysdale into the Flyer zone. Flyers now clear their end. Konechny lifts the puck to the Hawk blue line. Vlasic sticks it to center ice. Ilya Mikheyev's got it there. Passing on the left wing, Bertuzzi over the Flyer blue line. He'll spin it across the rink. Here's a shot from Crevier from the right wing boards. That misses the Flyer net. Drysdale with an outlet pass to center ice. Christian Dvorak, a product of the Chicagoland area from Palos Heights. He's into the right corner Hawk zone. Twists the puck behind the net around to the left point. And a shot by Nick Seeler, a former Hawk, goes wide of the net. Now along the far boards. Look out. Mikheyev whips the puck across the rink. This is picked off by the Flyers. And in the far circle, Bobby Brink to the puck for the left corner. Center's in front. Hit a skate. Ricochets away to the near boards. Hawks' Jason Dickinson took the puck away to Louis Crevier behind the net. He'll leave it in the near corner for Vlasic, and the Hawks will regroup.
Ilya Mikheyev with a cross-ice pass. He's normally pretty sure about those passes in front of his own net. Unfortunately, it went right to Trevor Zegras. I got a chance off of it.
Now here's Bertuzzi to the puck just inside the Hawk blue line on the left wing side. Stretch pass ahead now to Burakovsky down the left wing to the corner Flyer end. Stopping on a dime there. He's checked off the puck by Rasmus Ristolainen, who then sends the puck to center ice. And it's taken back by Ryan Donato. He'll lift it down behind the Flyer net. Racing in to get it, Burakovsky. Harry's up the left wing side, tried to center the puck. This is batted to center ice by the Flyers' Noah Cates. Taken back in the Hawk zone. Artyom Leshchinov. Head to Donato. He'll flip it back into the Hawk zone. Matt Grzelcyk's got the puck behind the net now. Grzelcyk to Leshchinov, Hawk line right wing. Whips a pass ahead of the Flyer line. This is off the stick of Teuvo Teravainen. Flyers get it back. Cam York into the Hawk zone. Down the right wing side to the corner. And Wyatt Kaiser deftly reaches around him and strips him of the puck. Here's Colton Dock the other way, leading a 3-on-2 rush. Dock over the Flyer line. Sends it on the right wing, Sam Lafferty. Lafferty cuts into the right circle and then mishandles the puck between the circles. And York will clear it down to the Hawk blue line. Connor Murphy back to get it. Murphy with a quick pass up ice. Dominic Toninato to Colton Dock over the Hawk blue line on the left wing. He whips the puck down behind the Flyer net. This rolls up the far side. And Denver Barkey, a youngster playing in only his third NHL game, playing for the Flyers. He flips the puck down into the Hawk zone, and the Flyers now go for a line change as the Hawks get the puck back.
Yeah, Denver Barkey had 2 assists in his first ever NHL game, and had an opportunity to talk to the president of the Philadelphia Flyers, Keith Jones. They're really high on this youngster. Yeah. Not a big guy, only 5'9", but boy, great hockey sense.
Member of the OHL London Knights, won back-to-back OHL championships and a Memorial Cup. Now inside the Hawk zone, Leshchinov stripped to the puck. Flyers get it. Look out. It's walked in beside the net by Trevor Zegras. This goes wide of the net. Actually, Grabinka now on that carry. Here are the Hawks the other way. Lardis up the right side. Lost the puck just inside the Hawk blue line. Ryan Green pokes it down beside the Hawk net. Matt Grzelcyk carries in behind and moves it up the left wing side. Oliver Moore. His stick was lifted off the puck, and Dvorak's got it. Christian Dvorak passing on the right wing side over the Hawk blue line. Jamie Drysdale. He'll flip it in behind the net. Dvorak there. He'll leave it back in behind the net. Grzelcyk had it for a moment, lost it. Puck taken away by Ilya Mikheyev. Put it over to Artyom Leshchinov. Lead pass now for Dickinson. Racing into the Flyer zone down the right wing. Runs headlong into Nick Seeler. Checked off the puck. The Flyers get it back. Rasmus Ristolainen at center ice. Will fling it down the right side boards behind the Hawk net. Spencer Knight out to play it around the glass. And this misses Travis Konechny, who was pinching next to the glass to try and stop that volley. It ends up at center ice, and Ristolainen flips it back into the near corner in the Hawk end. Vlasic's got it. The teams are making line changes.
We talked about Christian Dvorak, and boy, what a season he's having. He's actually on pace to score 19 goals. That would be a career high if he can keep that up.
Yeah, he's had a great start, and you can tell that Rick Tocchet is putting a lot of confidence in the young player. He's in his 10th year in the NHL, and well, he's gone through a lot in his career, and I think he may have found a home. Here's Vlasic now in the near corner. Hawk end. Checked off the puck. But the Hawks will get it back. Mikheyev lifts the puck through the air down into the Flyer end, enabling a line change for the Hawks. Flyers take the puck back. Here's York skating up the right wing to center ice with the puck. Dumps it down the boards behind the Hawk net. Knight out to play it to the near side boards to Kaiser. Over to Murphy now just inside the line. Being doggedly pursued by the Flyers' Owen Tippett. Murphy moves it over to Wyatt Kaiser. He passes up the right wing to Andre Burakovsky. To Teuvo Teravainen. He one-hands the puck into the Flyer zone to the far corner. This is taken back by the Flyers' Emil Andre. Put it behind the net. Drysdale whips it around, not out. Held in at the left point by Kaiser. He sends it back down behind the Flyer net. And then there to get it was Drysdale. moving it ahead for Barkey. He falls down at the Flyer blue line, but tosses the puck out to center ice, and the Hawks will now take it back in their end.
Puck management has to be a little better for the Blackhawks. They've turned it over 2 or 3 times in their own zone, and Philadelphia is going to come at you hard. They're going to come at you really hard.
Yeah. And now Colton Dock deflects the puck over the glass and up into this partisan Chicago crowd. This was a pass from Louis Crevier in the Hawks zone. We have no score with 13:46 left in period number 1. Hawks and Flyers. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Tired of losing power when it storms? Call Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric today for a free estimate on a whole home standby generator. Never be without power again. Fully installed systems starting at just $99 a month. How about your sump pump, your fridge, or your freezer, your garage doors, your heating and cooling? You can stay comfortable and safe in your home all year long. Four Seasons is the largest and most award-winning Generac dealer in Illinois and Northwest Indiana.
For all the right reasons, call 866 Four Seasons.
Hey, Chicago Blackhawks fans! I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, a win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hellsberg Gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for Mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop in store at hellsberg.com for up to 50% off.
Hey, it's Nick Foligno. Listen to John Williams weekday mornings at 10. Now back to the game.
Thanks, Nick. And calling all last-minute shoppers, myself included, you can still give the gift to the Blackhawks this holiday season. Our retail gift guides offer fan-favorite collections for everyone you'll be shopping for this year. From hats and shirts to jerseys and all other accessories, make this holiday season special for all the Blackhawk fans in your life. Shop today in team stores or online at cbhshop.com. John, got all your shopping done? Well, that means no.
Well, I did a little. But the true answer is no, I'm a long way from being done. But, that's what the 24th is for,
yeah.
right? Right? Play catch up.
You're best under pressure. I know that for a fact.
Well, I do what I can, right? Inside the Flyer zone in the near corner, Abels is outgunned by the Hawks. Here's Colton Dock feeding a pass over. It was intended for the right circle for Levshunov, but one of the Flyers, I believe that was Grabenkin, got a stick in there, deflects the puck all the way down behind the Hawk net. Matt Grzelcyk being bothered back there by Grundstrom of the Flyers. And Grundstrom pulls the puck free, and then it's stripped away from him by Artem Levshunov. He'll carry up the left wing to center ice. And he surveys his options and then fires the puck down the boards in behind the Flyer net to the right wing corner. Toninato whipped it back in behind, and this deflects up the slot. Abels is there for Philly. Head to Trevor Zegras at center ice. He dumps the puck to the left wing corner in the Hawk end. This will roll behind the net. Alex Vlasic picks it up. Goes rink wide with a pass. Mikheyev kicks it to a stick over the Flyer line. Dumps it down behind the net. Dickinson on the receiving end to Vlasic, left point. Fires a shot. Deflects in front. Loose puck. Dickinson took a swipe at it, but missed. And the puck cleared now to center ice by Konechny. Ahead to Zegras at the Hawk blue line, and this play is whistled down on the offside. So 12:27 left in period number 1, and no score. There we get the whistle. I think the referee, the linesman, may have had maybe the P stuck in the whistle.
Ball, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about, yeah. Hey, tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Flight by Yingling. Crisp, refreshing, and only 95 calories. Flight, the next generation of light beer. And, John, you just mentioned Trevor Zegras. He has points in 8 straight games.
Yeah.
5 goals, 5 assists. He leads this team in goals, points, and power play goals. So, former Anaheim Duck really finding a new life here in Philadelphia.
From Bedford, New York, is Trevor Zegras. Now here's Vlasic firing for the left point. That goes wide. Crevier fires from the right wing corner, and that trickles through the crease and wide. Close call for the Hawks. Here's Mikheyev firing from the left circle, and a glove save is made by Ersson, and a penalty is going to be called. Tripping will be assessed to the Flyers. Not sure which one of the Flyers it's going to be. It looks like it might be Zegras.
Mm-hmm. Good shot by the Blackhawks. That's their second shot on net. We're about 8 minutes in. Here's the call.
Philadelphia, number 46. Minor penalty for tripping.
Well, the Hawks are going to go to a Sitco power play. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Sitco. Download the app now to start saving.
Mentioned that Trevor Zegras leads this team in points and goals. He also leads them in penalty minutes. He has 30 penalty minutes now for this team. And it's funny, guys become a Philadelphia Flyer. Of course, they've known as the Broad Street Bullies back in the 70s and 80s, and they sometimes take on a different character. But Trevor Zegras in the penalty box, and the Blackhawks with the first power play of the night.
I guess if you wanted to endear yourself to a particular fan base with penalty minutes, I think the perfect city for that would be Philadelphia.
And Chicago. They like their tough guys.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Face off to the right of Ersson, and the Flyers get control. Behind the Flyer net, the puck is taken by York, and he'll fire it around the left wing boards and down. Levshunov collects the puck behind the Hawk net and skates it out. Sends it over to the right wing boards to Teravainen. This bounces off his stick, but Teravainen recovers to Levshunov. Now back to Teravainen, Hawk in. To Levshunov at center ice. Over to Lardis at the Philadelphia line right wing. He'll snap the puck down the boards behind the net up the near side. Andrei Burakovsky try to put it down to the corner. Picked off by the Flyers, and the puck is cleared all the way down by Noah Cates of Philadelphia. 1:23 on the Hawk power play. Levshunov passing up the right side. Nick Lardis, center ice. He drops the puck back into the Hawk zone. Burakovsky had to catch that in his skates, and the puck kind of tumbled away, but he recovers. Whips a pass on the left wing. Here's Bertuzzi at the Philadelphia line. Lifts it over to the right wing corner, and the Flyer in. Lardis now has the puck there. He escapes from the corner. Send it out to the line. Deep slot, Levshunov. To Burakovsky, left point. To Bertuzzi, left circle. Back to Burakovsky. To Levshunov standing on the blue line, deep slot, fires a snapshot from there, and that hits Sealer between the circles. He's ailing a bit. He'll head to the Flyer bench after blocking that shot, and the puck is cleared all the way down by Abels.
Yeah, I think that hit him just above the glove, somewhere maybe on the elbow pad. Not a lot of protection there, and he's shaking it off on the bench.
Ryan Green to the Philly line, hands it off to Ryan Donato into the Flyer zone on the right wing side. He tried to flip the puck behind the net, but it's picked off by York, who clears down nice into the Hawk zone. Now down to 27 seconds on the power play. Green over the center ice circle. Sends it to Donato. He's over the Flyer line on the right wing. He'll stroke the puck behind the net and up the near side. Travis Sanheim got hold of it in the corner. 15 seconds left on the power play. Green sends it behind the net around to Donato. Right corner. Put it to the high slot to Grizzly. To the right circle more. To Green left circle. He shoots. And down is Ersson with the chest save. Rebound cleared off the glass by Konechny. Into the Hawk zone as the Flyers come to full strength.
Well, just one shot on the power play, but it was a pretty good one. Ryan Green set up on the left side, a high riser, and as you mentioned, John, Ersson fights it off with the shoulder.
Here's Travis Konechny into the Hawk zone, right point. He's a point a game against the Hawks, flips it down behind the net, and around it goes. A pass from Zegras to Konechny. He shoots and scores. So Travis Konechny from near the right circle snaps a shot that eludes Spencer Knight. And the Flyers kill the penalty and then take a 1-0 lead.
Well, that's 9 straight games now that Zegras. Trevor Zegras has gotten a point, 5 goals and 6 assists, and that's just a heads-up play. Now, Trevor Zegras, he reminds me of a water bug at times on the ice. He's just got great edge work, but he's also got a really good stick. And with his head up, he spotted Konechny wide open on the far side. The cross-ice pass, not a heck of a lot Spencer Knight could do on the play, right on the stick of Konechny, and it looked like the Blackhawks had numbers back, but nobody could get to Zegras. He had time and space. I think Dickinson was tripped on the play. He was looking for a call, and that's why Zegras had so much time. Regardless, Philly leads at 1-0.
Now for Konechny, that's number 11 on the season. From Zegras, the goal at 10:17 of period number 1. Now at the Hawk blue line, Bertuzzi's able to kick the puck to center ice with his skate. Cleared back into the Hawk zone, however, by Noah Cates. And now Bertuzzi slams Cates into the left wing corner boards. Connor Murphy's got a bear hug on one of the Flyers against the boards. That's Matvei Michkov, and the Hawks escape their zone. Ilya Mikheyev to center ice, sends it off the left corner boards. It bounces out to Mikheyev in the left circle, and he fires a wrist shot wide. Mikheyev in the left wing corner, swats it behind the Philly net. Bertuzzi there, tried to send the puck, batted away, and Drysdale now behind the Flyer net will clear the puck away. And up the left wing side it goes. Emil Andre to center ice. Lost the puck in front of the benches. They battle for it. Louis Crevier takes hold. Spins it down to the Flyer blue line, but Ristolainen of the Flyers has it now. They'll skate it ahead to center ice in the right wing. Dumps the puck into the right wing corner, Hawk zone. Crevier pokes it ahead for Vlasic. He'll lift a bouncing puck down into the Flyer zone. Nick Seeler got to it in front of Colton Dock and clears it up the left wing side for Couturier, but he deflects the puck up into his own bench. 8:31 left in the first here at the United Center. It's the Flyers 1 and the Hawks no score. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, hockey fans, this is Jeremy Roenick. The Blackhawks play here on Chicago's hockey station, WGN Radio.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
For more than 90 years, the International Union of Operating Engineers Local 150 has worked hard to provide a better life and safer workplaces for the men and women who work in the construction industry across the Midwest. Our 23,000 members operate heavy construction equipment, and Local 150 takes pride in providing world-class skill training to support a professional construction workforce. Learn more about how to join Local 150 at local150.org. And never forget, united we stand, divided we fall.
Hey, Chris Chelios here. It's time to break out the Bandito. El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So smooth, it's criminal. Break out the Bandito, baby.
Yeah, playing the Hopeless Romantics. Great band out of Providence, Rhode Island, Steve. Awesome music by that band.
I like this tune. What would you classify that as?
Progressive rock? I don't know.
I like it.
It's easy. Listen, I love that band. They're called the Hopeless Romantics, folks. Look them up. They're a band that's, I think, going to get kind of famous. So, anyway, face-off circle to the left of Samuel Ersson in the Flyer zone. And the Hawks get control. Oliver Moore tried to fire from the slot. Good job there by Barkey stepping up into Moore and stopping him from getting a shot through. And now for the right point, Levshunov takes the puck, whips it to the left point. And Grzelcyk is there to poke the puck to the corner. Ryan Green moves it out to the right point. Levshunov holding. Put it over to Grzelcyk. Left point, down to Green, bottom of the left circle. Back to Grzelcyk on the line. A one-timer deflects wide off Moore's stick. Couturier with the puck behind the Flyer net, leaving it there for Ristolainen. He'll bat it up the right wing side to Tippett, who clears to center ice, and then Grzelcyk pokes it back into the Hawk zone. Levshunov shot it ahead. This is off of Moore's stick, just inside the Flyer line, and Travis Sanheim will collect and carry. Sanheim in over the Hawk line to the right wing corner. Nearly ran headlong into a hip check from Grzelcyk, but kept the play alive. Spun around to the right point now. Couturier, then to connect me at the left point. Being bothered by the Hawks' Jason Dickinson, who forces the puck to the blue line and then uses his skate to kick it to his stick. Dickinson leads the charge into the Flyer zone on the right wing side. Sent the puck down to the corner. Ilya Mikheyev to Bertuzzi in the left corner. Tried to center the puck. This deflects instead to Konechny. To center ice. Now to Zegras. Turned it over at the Hawk blue line. Dickinson there. Sends it to Bertuzzi over the Flyer line right wing. Cuts back through the high slot. All the way over to the left wing boards and whips it down to the corner. And Mikheyev, reaching for the puck, could not get to it. Had a stick lifted off of it. Donato claims a loose puck in the high slot. To Crevier, right circle, fires, and blockered away by Ersson. And this will deflect down ice into the Hawk zone, and the Flyers will be able to get a line change out.
Good rebound control there by Ersson. He punched that out with a blocker, almost basically out over his own blue line. And great defensive play by Alex Vlasic at his own blue line. That's why the Blackhawks had some good offensive zone time.
Now the puck turned over behind the Flyer net. Andre Burakovsky put it out to the right point to Connor Murphy. To Burakovsky coming by to the right point. Put it over to Murphy now left point. To Kaiser along the left wing boards. Kaiser down to the left wing corner. Turning on Noah Cates. A couple of Minnesota guys. To Burakovsky left point. To Murphy right circle. He'll fire. And a butterfly save made by Ersson. Bobby Brink picks up the loose puck, put it out to center ice. Flyers will attack into the Hawk zone. Matvey Michkov fires one toward the net. Hit the side of the net. Now it's puck checked away by Murphy up the right side of Burakovsky. Through center ice and over the Flyer line on the right wing. Stops along the half boards. Whips it down behind the net to Donato. To Grzelcyk left point. To Levshunov right point. Fired a wrist shot. And that hit Abels and deflects now into the right wing corner. Andre Burakovsky there for the Hawks. Carrying up the boards. And from the deep slot, nearly turned it over to center ice. Did a great job of keeping the puck alive in the Flyer zone. Now he passes to Toninato, right circle. The high slot, Grzelcyk to the left circle. Levshunov back to Grzelcyk, a one-timer. And Abels laid down on his side to block that one away to center ice. Penalty coming up here to the Hawks. Bobby Brinkle dumped the puck right in on Spencer Knight, who gloves it and holds on. Whistle stops play, and the Flyers are going to get a power play when we return. 5:31 left in period number 1. The Flyers lead at 1-0. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Getting health insurance that fits your budget isn't easy.
At Get Covered Illinois, we are here to help.
We are the state's official health insurance marketplace.
A place where health insurers compete for your business. A website where you can compare multiple health plans and pricing in one place. And where you can connect to financial help and free in-person assistance.
Because you deserve insurance. GetCoveredIllinois.gov. We're here to help.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Start your new year off with a bang. January is chock full of electric Big Ten basketball in Chicago as Northwestern tips off the conference schedule against opponents like Illinois, Nebraska, and Penn State. Don't let the cold stop you from enjoying life in the city. Visit NUSports.com to secure your seat in one of the most entertaining atmospheres in all of Chicago sports. Big games, big energy, Big Ten basketball. It's all happening in Welsh Ryan Arena. Visit NUSports.com to get your tickets today.
It's Jason Dickinson. Catch every single Blackhawks game on 720 WGN Radio.
Hey, thanks, Chase. And the Blackhawks are kicking off the Banner Years chapter on Sunday, January 4th. Make sure to join us at the United Center as we take on the Vegas Golden Knights in a Western Conference showdown. And that's not all. The first 8,000 fans will receive an exclusive Brent Seabrook bobblehead presented by United. Puck drops at 6 p.m. Secure your spot now at blackhawks.com/tickets. And John,
yes, sir.
I'm just going to go on a limb here. I'm going to guess that Brent Seabrook is at that game January 4th. I don't know for a fact, but I'm just guessing he's going to be here.
That'd be way cool. Love to see Seabs. Rock solid defenseman, rock solid guy. What an addition he was to the team that won those 3 Stanley Cups. I mean, you really indispensable, I think, is the best way to describe Seabs. His contributions to the success of this organization during that time.
Remember when he skated over to the penalty box? Jonathan Taves had just taken a couple penalties, and he was melting down in the penalty box. Seabs went over there, patting him on the shoulder, patting him on the helmet, and just settled him right down. And that's what he was. He was a calming influence for the team.
Yeah, that was 2013 against the Detroit Red Wings in the Western Conference Final. I think that was Game 5. Game 5? Game 5, yeah.
I think Seabs ended up scoring an overtime goal in that series, too, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. He scored in Game 7 to end the series as the game winner.
Yeah.
The first of 4 game playoff overtime goals, which ties him for the all-time record among NHL defensemen. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Stat. I did not know that. I do know that in the game, Nicholas Hjalmarsson, I believe, had one taken off the board.
He did.
And then Seabs won it later.
He did. All right, folks, we've talked a lot about Brent Seabrook, and we should. We haven't talked much about this Flyer power play because not much has gone on. But the Flyers are attacking. Here's York firing from the line, and that goes wide. Parkey got it back along the right boards, top of the circle, drops the puck into the corner, and it's wiped in front of the net by Michkov, ends up along the far boards. Owen Tippett got it there. Put it to the line, to York. Now to the top of the near circle, Michkov to York, high slot, long wrist shot. Blocked in front, loose puck in the crease and a scramble. And Louis Crevier did a great job of tying up the stick to knock it out of there. But then York fires from the high slot, blocked in front of the net. Crevier took the bullet there. Puck taken away by Green, and he'll clear it down.
Or big Travis Sanheim parked in front of the net. Not very often you see a defenseman parked as the screener / bumper guy, but he took a couple of whacks at it. I believe Spencer Knight made a save on the second.
Zegras weaving into the Hawk zone was caught from behind by Alex Vlasic, who lifted his stick off the puck. Murphy grabs it and clears it down. And the Hawks are back to full strength. Sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. Good kill by the boys. Here's a shot from Drysdale from the high slot. That deflects wide off the pads of Knight. Drysdale again in the high slot. Moving to the top of the right circle, then backing up to the point. Spins it off the end boards behind the net. Murphy works it free to Donato in the near corner. Sent it around, but not out. Drysdale at the right point again. Will whip the puck down behind the Hawk net. Travis Konechny there. Konechny from the left corner. Centers the puck, picked up by Oliver Moore. Ahead to Ryan Donato, center ice. 2-on-1 break over the Flyer line. Donato from the right circle pulls up and fires. Save is made by Erson. Donato got his own rebound and carried in behind the net. And he fed it into the right circle for Levshunov, but he mishandled the puck and ends up tumbling down to the Hawk blue line. And Matt Grzelcyk back to get it there.
That was a great play by Ryan Donato. It was a 2-on-1, but he couldn't make the pass. Smartly took the shot himself.
Donato to Lafferty over the Flyer line on the left wing. Cuts back in front of the net, but had his stick lifted off the puck, and Carl Grunstrom will take it away for Philly. Grunstrom to center ice. Dumps it into the Hawk zone to the left wing corner. We're going to get icing here to Philadelphia. 2:23 left in period number one. The Flyers holding on to a 1-0 lead. They've outshot the Hawks in the hockey game so far, 5-4.
Yeah, kind of low event hockey, which I think the Blackhawks want. And just taking a look at that save by Spencer Knight, his best of the game on Travis Sanheim, the former first-round pick of the Philadelphia Flyers, probably their best defenseman. And they move him up front on this power play. And he had a couple of good whacks at it. Spencer Knight all over it.
Yeah, there's been talk about Travis Sanheim representing Canada in the upcoming Olympics. He'd be worthy of that. He's a solid NHL defenseman, no question about it. Face-off circle to the left of Erson. And Sealer got to the puck, put it down to the corner for Ristolainen. He'll spin it around, but not out. Grzelcyk traps the puck along the left wing boards. Sent it down to the left wing corner for Lardis. He had it knocked off his stick by Ristolainen. And then Grunstrom clearing to the Hawk blue line. The Hawks get the puck back. Ryan Green's got it in his skates. Loses it for a moment, then he clears it off somebody on the Hawk bench and bounces back into play. We get the whistle. So we're down to 2:03 left in the period. Still 1-0 in favor of the Flyers.
And tonight's Coaches Challenges are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. With 8 specialties ranked among the top 10 in the nation by U.S. News and World Report, the teams at Northwestern Medicine offer second opinions for the toughest conditions.
Here's Couturier. He's 54.5% on draws, facing off against Jason Dickinson. Flyers get possession. And Sanheim whips it down into the Hawk zone off the boards. Kaiser in the near corner. Hands the puck back behind the Hawk net to Murphy. Passing up the right side at center ice. Ilya Mikheyev. He'll dump it slowly down the right side boards in behind the Philly net. Owen Tippett then hands it off. Up the near side comes York, and then he coughed it up at center ice. Dickinson enters the Flyer zone down the right wing to the corner. Waves the puck behind the net to the left wing corner. Sanheim whips it up the boards, picked off by Wyatt Kaiser. To Tyler Bertuzzi in the left wing corner. He'll sling it behind the Flyer net. Around it goes. Couturier tried to clear the puck out. This hit Murphy, who was pinching from the right point to the half boards to keep the play alive there. Then Couturier grabs a loose puck and clears it off the boards to center ice, forcing the Hawks to regroup. 1:10 left in the period, 1-0 Philly. Kaiser fires the puck off the left corner glass, Flyer zone. This tumbles into the right wing corner, and the Flyers will get it. Ristolainen passing it ahead now to Noah Cates. He'll golf the puck down to the Hawk blue line. Michkov there flips it back to the Flyer line to Ristolainen. Then he sent it ahead, picked off now by his countryman, Teuvo Teravainen. Goes rink wide with a pass. Burakovsky into the Flyer zone right corner. He sends it out to the right point to Crevier, who whips it down behind the net around to the left wing half boards. Vlasic tried to send it back in behind, but Flyers get it back and clear their end. Michkov into the Hawk zone right wing side. To Noah Cates at the right point. He'll send it down behind the Hawk net. Vlasic deflects it into the far corner. Taken back by the Flyers, however. Drysdale from the right point. Slings it down the shelf that separates the boards and the glass behind the Hawk net. Round it goes to the left point to Cates. A long shot from there and a save made with a glove by Spencer Knight. They get a whistle stopping play Louis Crevier became entangled with the Flyers' Bobby Brink for a moment. Kind of a Mutt and Jeff situation there. Crevier, enormous by comparison to Brink, but a lot of heart by that kid Brink. He didn't give an inch.
Yeah, Bobby Brink having a really good year on this Philadelphia Flyers team. He's on the third line with Noah Cates and Mitchkoff, the third guy on that trio. And Brink and Cates have played together now for a couple of years, and John Tortorella put them together last year. The third guy in that line, Tyson Forrester, who's not playing tonight, and he is maybe the best player on this Philadelphia Flyer team. He had season-ending shoulder surgery not too long ago.
They've got some good young talent, and Keith Jones actively building that team along with Danny Briere, their general manager. Here's a shot from the left point, Hawk zone by York. Turned wide with a stick save by Spencer Knight as the horn sounds, ending play here in period number 1.
This is typical Philadelphia Flyer hockey. They don't really open it up. It's always low event. They only allowed 4 shots on net. They only got 5 themselves, but that's the way Rick Tocchet wants them playing. Literally a 1-2-2 forecheck. They've got 4 guys in the neutral ice area. They give you the outside of the ice. They take away the important ice in the middle. And they did it very effectively in that first period.
I would think aside from that, Steve, the fact that they played last night, and they might be a little bit fatigued, just them being able to get through that first period and kind of get their legs back underneath them in the game, I think that was big to their cause.
Yeah, I think they probably feel happy with that period. It's tough to beat Spencer Knight. They beat him on a real nice play. I think they got away with a penalty there, though, and Jason Dickinson was really upset. I think it was Sean Couturier who tripped him. No call on the play. Zegras gets time and space, and when Trevor Zegras gets a little extra time, he's going to find the right guy, and that right guy was Travis Konechny, who scored the first goal of the game.
So each team had a power play. Neither could score. The Flyers did get the only goal of the period from Travis Konechny, and that was assisted by Zegras and Couturier at 10:17.
You look at this Philadelphia Flyer team, and the good news is, I guess it's not good news, but it's good news for Rick Tocchet. 10 years in the NHL. This is his 4th NHL team.
Let's go downstairs, Steve, and join our guest. Happy to have along for the first time Nick Lardis, who scored his first National Hockey League goal up in Ottawa. Nick, John Whiteman, along with Steve Conroy for Chicago Blackhawks Radio. Describe the feeling, man. I know it was in a losing cause, but nonetheless, it was your first NHL goal, and I know your mom and dad were on hand.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Pretty special week. Pretty cool first couple of games, I guess, playing in Chicago against Detroit, and then playing in my hometown in Toronto. And then, it's nice to get a first goal quick, I guess, in the first couple of games too. So great play by Vlas, and just happy to kind of have my dad there in the building too, witness that. So that was a special moment for sure.
Well, Nick, we're happy to have you with the Blackhawks. Let's just talk about that first period. I know Philadelphia plays a frustrating style. How would you characterize that first 20 minutes?
Yeah, they're a really good team. They play really hard. They get pucks deep and pressure in our defensive zone really well. But I think just important for us is just to be on the same wavelength, be predictable for each other, and just get as many shots as we can on net. And good things happen out of that. So I think that's what we're going to try to do here the next 2 periods.
Well, Nick, I know this is only your 5th National Hockey League game, but what have you learned about the NHL so far by comparison to the American Hockey League?
Yeah, I think just the lifestyle a little bit's obviously pretty cool. Just the way you travel, and it's a sold out bar and 18, 20,000 people every night. It's pretty special to be in this atmosphere, and it's been awesome. The guys here in Chicago have been so welcoming, the players, staff, even the fans too. So pretty special to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you, Nick. Thanks for joining us here in the intermission, man. Go get him in the second period. We'll talk again.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
it. Thank you. Nick Lardis, our guest after 1 period. The Flyers have a 1-0 lead on the Hawks. By the way, shots on goal, they added 1 on the Flyers side. 6-4 was the total. Charlie Romiliotis standing by in Blackhawks Central. Yep, he's going to have a full intermission report for you good folks. That's going to be followed by second period action. Hawks and Flyers, first of 2 games on the season. Right now, after 1, the Flyers are leading 1-0. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Andy Mazur. We're your home for the Blackhawks, Northwestern football and basketball, the NFL, and Hampton OB. This is AM 720 WGN Chicago.
When you're betting and find yourself constantly thinking about gambling and you're losing more money than you have, are you really winning? If you're spending too much time with the slots or you can't stop betting on sports and you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, maybe lying, and probably losing more money than you can afford to lose, you're not alone and you can get help. It's available 24/7 and it's confidential. When your betting has gotten out of hand, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.areyoureallywinning.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Department of Human Services.
Chicago hockey fans love a good power play. And when it comes to selling your house, you want a team you can trust.
That's why Jeff Buys Your House is your winning play. No repairs, no commissions, and you pick the closing date.
That's like skating on a clean sheet of ice, fast and smooth.
We're a local, veteran-owned company that's been helping Chicagoland homeowners since 2007.
Make the smart move and go for the win. Visit JeffBuysYourHouse.com for your no-obligation offer today.
We all want to stay on top of your game, your job, on top of your housework and homework. And after all you've been through lately, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois is here to help you stay on top of your health. But for all of us to stay on top, we have to stop cancer from spreading, stop the increased cases of diabetes, put a stop to hypertension and mental illness in our communities, and get our children vaccinated to stop the spread of other diseases. Blue Cross wants to cover you in care so you can take back the overall health of you and your loved ones. From preventive cancer screenings to proper control of diabetes, high blood pressure and behavioral health management, to prenatal care and child immunizations, Blue Cross and Blue Shield is by your side, reminding you now more than ever, preventive care is imperative care. Find out all the ways you can stay on top of your health at bcbsil.com. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7, 1-833-PLUM-911.
Time for a break. It's intermission time.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Here's Charlie Remiliotis with your intermission update.
20 minutes is in the books here at the United Center, and the Blackhawks trail the Philadelphia Flyers 1-0. Shots on goal 6-4 in favor of Philadelphia. Kind of a low event game, at least for the first half of that first period. There were 0 whistles in the first just under 6.5 minutes of that first period. So kind of a nice pace, nice flow to this game early on, but low event as far as any scoring chances go outside of both teams getting one on the power play. So we'll see what the second period brings. Time now to check out the odds according to Circa Sports Illinois. The Flyers were minus 115 to score the first goal in this game. Hawks were minus 105, so it was almost a coin flip here between the two teams, but it's the Flyers that scored the first goal. Every time the Blackhawks win this season, someone will win a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino, and another 100 people will get an $100 credit on the Circa app. See the Blackhawks contest page for details. A loaded NHL schedule prior to the 3-day holiday break that starts tomorrow. So let's get to some of these final scores. We start in Toronto, where the Maple Leafs took care of business against the Pittsburgh Penguins 6-3. It was William Nylander leading the way for the Maple Leafs with 4 points in the game, 2 goals and 2 assists. He also snapped an 11-game goal drought with his 2 goals. So William Nylander back to feeling himself in this game. And also some positive news for the Maple Leafs. Defenseman Chris Tanev returned after missing the last 23 games with an upper body injury. He was stretchered off the ice against the Philadelphia Flyers on November 1st. So good to see him back in the lineup for the Maple Leafs. He is a crucial piece to their back end. The Detroit Red Wings knocked off the Dallas Stars 4-3 in overtime. That was the second of the triple header on TNT earlier today. Dylan Larkin also scored 2 goals in the game, including the overtime winner for Detroit. Also, Patrick Kane, former Blackhawks superstar, missed his 5th consecutive game with an upper body injury. So wishing Patrick Kane well as he goes into the holiday break. Hopefully he returns for Detroit on the other side. The Rangers rolled past the Washington Capitals 7-3 in Washington earlier today. A lot of former Blackhawks found the back of the net in that one. Taylor Radish scored twice for the Rangers. Artemi Panarin found the back of the net, and Dylan Strome also found the back of the net for the Washington Capitals. The Montreal Canadiens also rolled past the Boston Bruins 6-2 over in Boston earlier today. That was Philip Deneau's Montreal Canadiens debut, I guess, for the second time after he was a member of the Montreal Canadiens a few years ago before getting traded to LA. So Philip Deneau back in Montreal. The Buffalo Sabres defeated the Ottawa Senators 3-2. Bowen Byram scored 2 goals in the game for Buffalo, including the overtime winner for Buffalo. The New York Islanders knocked off the New Jersey Devils 2-1 earlier today, and the Florida Panthers defeated the Carolina Hurricanes 5-2. Carolina was up 2-0 in that game. The Panthers scored 5 unanswered goals, including 4 of them in the third period. So a big win for the Florida Panthers going into the holiday break. And then some other scores that are currently going on right now. The Predators and Wild are knotted up at 2-2 in the third period. The Mammoth and Avalanche are it's a 0-0 score. The second period is just underway over in Colorado. The Oilers are up 2-1 on the Calgary Flames early in the second period in the Battle of Alberta. And then the Sharks and Golden Knights are about to go underway in Vegas. And the LA Kings are hosting the Seattle Kraken tonight. That puck is also about to drop over in LA. Meanwhile, here in Chicago, the Blackhawks are down 1-0 to the Philadelphia Flyers. We'll take a quick break and break down that first period next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Don't miss a moment. Stream the game on WGNradio.com.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. I've seen a lot of stat sheets in my career, but when it comes to beer, these numbers jump off the page. Flight by Yingling, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and brewed with crisp, refreshing flavor. That's not just light beer, it's light beer with game, and it's brewed by the oldest brewery in America. Bottom line, if you care about performance and taste, Flight by Yingling brings both. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
How many people can say they've had part of their spine removed? Well, me for one. I'm Jeff. And though it sounds impossible, that's what my team at Northwestern Medicine did. I had a rare spinal bone cancer, which brought my neuro-oncologist and neurosurgeon together to create the treatment plan that saved my life.
Anchored by Northwestern Memorial Hospital, nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Jeff's team took on and treated his 1-in-a-million condition. They removed a large section of his spine and the tumor in one piece because spilling just one cell would risk spreading cancer throughout his body. They then rebuilt his spine with a metal frame.
I was in surgery for 14 hours, but that's nothing compared to all the time I've gotten back.
Because what makes us better makes you better. Northwestern Medicine. Learn more at nm.org/better.
Permaseal, the leader in basement waterproofing, also offers foundation repair, concrete restoration, and attic insulation. Call 800-421-SEAL or visit permaseal.net.
There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Hyundai's award-winning lineup of cars, SUVs, hybrids, and electric vehicles puts your safety first with available class-exclusive features like digital key and remote, smart parking assist, plus America's best warranty. See your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealer or visit HyundaiUSA.com today. Back here at the United Center, where the Blackhawks are trailing the Philadelphia Flyers 1-0 through one period of play. Shots on goal 6-4 in favor of Philadelphia. Really not much happening in that first period. Just looking at some of the raw numbers, only 2 high danger chances at even strength for both teams in that first period. Both teams did get a power play, though. The Hawks didn't do much with theirs. They got a late scoring chance from Ryan Green, with 5 seconds left in that power play winding down. That was their best chance of the full 2 minutes. First unit didn't get much going on, and then the Philadelphia Flyers had one later on in the period. They generated 4 shot attempts. Only one of them hit the net, but they did get credited with 4 scoring chances and 2 high danger chances. And so good kill there by the Blackhawks. Unfortunate, though, that Philadelphia goal by Travis Konecny, it came right after the Blackhawks' first power play. And so the Hawks were able to capitalize on that power play. Obviously, we're talking about a different story. Philadelphia, Trevor Zegras comes out of the box, jumps onto the ice and sets up Travis Konechny for the first goal of the game. So let's see if the Hawks can put together a stronger effort here in the second period and try to generate some more scoring chances for themselves moving forward against a Philadelphia Flyers team that played last night. So this is the second of a back-to-back. Maybe take advantage of Philadelphia's tired legs as this game goes on. But the Hawks should be feeling fresh, especially with having an off day on Sunday, practice day yesterday, and then a game today. So the Hawks haven't played since Saturday. They should be the fresher team as this game progresses. And so hopefully the Blackhawks are able to take advantage. Here at the United Center, Hawks are down 1-0 to Philadelphia. We got second period action coming up next. You're listening to Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get Jassified and enjoy terrific holiday savings at Bob Jass Chevrolet in Elburn. Shop now and save with 0% APR financing for 36 months on a new 26 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. And get that feeling of saving more and being treated better. That's Jassified, and it only happens at Bob Jass Chevrolet in Elburn, next to Reams Meat Market. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Plus tax, title, license, and dock fee to qualified buyers with approved credit based on $27.78 per 1,000 finance. See dealer for details. Expires 1/5/26.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Troy Murray. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing, the #1 premium composite decking brand, tough enough to handle anything. It looks like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industrial-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
As a hardworking union member, you earn significant financial benefits. And as you approach retirement, you need a trusted partner. I'm Ron Whittingham from Megan Financial. Megan's approach is unique in our craft. We provide financial planning solutions exclusively designed for the hardworking men and women of organized labor. We'll help you understand all of your pension benefits, and we will efficiently allocate your retirement funds. Visit us at megent.com, MEGENT.com. Happy holidays from all of us at Megan Financial.
Securities and advisory services offered through Cetera Advisors, LLC, member FINRA SIPC.
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time.
Up next, the second period. Here's Charlie Rebelliotis with your recap.
Blackhawks and Flyers are on the ice for the start of the second period here at the United Center. Really good crowd on hand here for the Blackhawks. The final game before the Christmas break, always a very well-attended game, but the 8:25 puck drop allowed fans to really be in their seats for the start of this game. So that was as loud of an anthem as we've heard all season long. So cool to see the Blackhawks faithful turn out in a big way. The Philadelphia Flyers scored the first goal in this game. They are 6-3-2 this season when they score the first goal for a win percentage of .545. That's actually the fourth worst percentage in the entire NHL. So we got a hockey game here. Clearly the Blackhawks are not out of it. The Philadelphia Flyers sometimes could have trouble protecting leads, and so it'll be important for the Blackhawks to try to get this next one, get this crowd going again after that electric anthem, and see if the Blackhawks are able to pick up 2 points before going into their holiday break. What's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at TimberTech.com as we throw it back over to John and Steve.
Char, you mentioned the crowd, and I concur. It was wonderful to see this building full at anthem time. The only thought that comes to my mind is because of the commute home and then back, I think a lot of people were able to do it and have a little bit of time on hands to get inside for the anthem. So, that's one of the benefits to a later start.
And Santa Claus was in town, too. He did the pregame horn. How about that?
I don't know. He might be skipping my house. I don't know anybody in my family that's been behaving. I know I haven't, so it's okay. I'll wait till next year. That lump of coal, I can always use it in my garage somewhere. Underway here in the second period. And inside the Flyer zone. The Flyers will take the puck back. Gorbenkin put it across to Sanheim. Whips a pass off the right wing boards into the Hawk zone. Wyatt Kaiser in a good battle for the puck with one of the Flyers all the way behind the Hawk net into the near corner and had his helmet knocked off the top of his head by Grunstrom of the Flyers. And now Kaiser has to head immediately to the Hawk bench. We're going to get a penalty here to the Flyers in this process as the puck is finally touched by Abels behind the Flyer net.
I don't think it was Grunstrom, but that was a great battle. Kaiser and Grunstrom fighting for that puck. It was Kaiser who came up on top. And actually, Grunstrom is heading to the penalty box. Maybe it was after that battle. Here's the official call.
Philadelphia, number 91, minor penalty for roughing.
Oh, maybe that was it.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it. But it was a pretty good battle between number 44 and 91. 44, Wyatt Kaiser, Grunstrom, number 91. And I think the extra shot at the end where he just removed the helmet of Wyatt Kaiser, that might have did the damage. And the Blackhawks, whose first power play, they only had one power play shot. It came right at the end by Ryan Green. Did not look very effective. Let's see what they can get done here.
Couturier will step in to take this face-off for Philly against Tyler Bertuzzi, who is above 50% on draws. Face-off circle to the right of Urson. And Teravainen strokes it back to the point. This will slip over the blue line to center ice. Hawks do get possession, however. Levshunov in the Hawk zone. Andre Burakovsky between the circles. He'll turn and carry up the left wing side, then cut back over the center ice circle. Drop it there to Teravainen. We'll put it in over the Flyer line on the right wing to Nick Lardis. Lardis down to the corner. Backhands the puck behind the Flyer net. This turns into a turnover. Sanheim shot it around, but a nice keep in at the left point by Burakovsky. Put it top of the left circle, Teravainen. Over for Lardis in the right circle. Pass over his stick. Lardis got it back. Put it out to Levshunov right point. He whips the puck down behind the Flyer net around to the left wing boards. Burakovsky leaving it there for Teravainen. To Bertuzzi behind the net. To Teravainen left wing corner. Send it behind the net around to the right wing boards. Levshunov collects right point. Whips it to the left point to Burakovsky. Down to Teravainen beside the net. Back to Burakovsky left circle. Put it in the high slot. And now Lardis takes a pass from Levshunov and one times it from the right circle. That's into the glove of Urson. And he'll hold on in the Flyer crease.
Well, they get a shot, but maybe not the shot they wanted. And Nick Lardis has a good shot. That might have been going wide, though. And it was in the glove of Urson, who is a very good goalie. He's a guy who played for Team Sweden in the Four Nations last year, John. He was called upon because Markstrom went down with an illness. And he actually beat the Americans, Team USA, in the round robin.
Hawks control off the draw. Grzelcyk right point to Oliver Moore, left circle. He shoots, and a blocker save made by Urson, who deflects that puck up into the protective netting. Yeah, you can see how steady he is in the net. He doesn't look like he loses his crease too often.
Yeah, not an overly big guy. I mean, he's listed at 6'2". He's probably all of that, 176 pounds. Very athletic, though. And he has lost his last 4 games, though. Yeah. Listen to Charlie Rimiliotis in the pregame show, and his save percentage south of around 850. So he hasn't been particularly confident of late.
14 goals allowed in the last 4. Just 103 shots. I don't know what that save percentage would be, but I think you just mentioned it. But
I think Charlie's got better numbers than me. I said 850. I think Charlie said 862. Is that right, Charlie? Yeah, 862. All right. I'm going to trust Charlie.
We got the recon on it. Inside the Flyer zone, Colton Dock along the left boards. Flips it down behind the net for Green. Back to Colton Dock. Had it chipped off his stick. The Flyers very aggressive on the penalty kill. Dock now feeds it to the left point to Grzelcyk. To Donato, top of the right wing circle. No goals in his last 11. Over to Green, to Grzelcyk straight away with a drive. And a butterfly save made by Samuel Urson. And he'll hold on to the puck with the glove. We'll get another face-off in the Flyer zone. Only 11 seconds remain on the Hawk power play. By the way, Citgo power play scores savings on every fill-up with Club Citgo. Download the app now to start saving.
Well, that's exactly the setup you want. A shot from the middle, traffic in front. It was Oliver Moore. Unfortunately, wasn't taking away the eyes of Ersson, so he saw that shot coming from literally 55, 60 feet out. Absorbed it into his belly, no rebound, and a good job by the Swedish netminder.
Oliver Moore may need to get a little Andrew Shaw, develop a little Andrew Shaw, and you know what I'm saying? Maybe stream a little of that.
Yeah, you talk about greasy goals. Andrew Shaw scored his fair share of greasy goals.
Yeah, no fear in front of the net. Hawks control. Vlasic pumps one from the right point. Ersson is down, and where is the puck? I believe it's underneath his equipment. And actually, it's in his equipment after he waits for the whistle to blow and then pulls his arm off the puck.
Oh, I like that shot from Alex Vlasic. I'd like to know the velocity of that. I'm sure it was over 90 miles per hour, the one-timer. And, Erickson wasn't sure because he trapped it between his glove and his body. And he thought it might squeak through. He checked in behind him, but he had it in his equipment.
Hawks get another draw. Levshunov turns the puck over at the point, took it back, whips it down to the right wing corner. Sanheim takes it back for the Flyers, who come to full strength. Sanheim pokes the puck up the boards. Held in by Levshunov, who tried to drop the puck down to the corner. This deflects instead over to York, to Grunstrom over the Hawk blue line. Now to the left wing corner to Couturier. Put the puck behind the net to Noah Cates. Back to Sean Couturier along the left boards. Put it out to the line. A shot from the left point is turned out of there. That from the stick of Emil Andre. Now Andre again at the left point. They'll fling it down to the left wing boards. Couturier hands it off. Michkov, one too many passes. This is picked off by Tyler Bertuzzi. He'll lead the rush into the Flyer zone and had trouble with a bouncing puck. Cleared away to the far boards. Bertuzzi shoves Michkov off of it, takes the puck back, swings it behind the Flyer net into the near corner to Andrei Burakovsky. He and Bertuzzi crisscross. Burakovsky put it to the right point. And now Crevier sent it down to Bertuzzi, who tried to swing one toward the Flyer net. This deflects instead to the far corner, and the Flyers get it back.
It's a north-south game that Jeff Blashill talked about. Even though Tyler Bertuzzi lost the puck, he regained control. A little subtle little cross-check, and he got control of the puck back, and they got it inside the Philadelphia zone.
Now Ilya Mikheyev from center ice dumping the puck off the right corner boards in the Flyer zone. Good play there by Crevier to eliminate a Flyer so that Teuvo Teravainen could get the puck to Crevier along the right boards, put the puck into the right wing corner to Ilya Mikheyev. He'll scrape it up the boards and then leave it back in the corner for Teravainen. This is batted off his stick, held in momentarily at the right point. Zegras then took the puck back for Philly. Over to Tippett. Bounces one off the right boards into the Hawk zone, intended for Bobby Brink. But this rolls in on Knight, who strokes it off the glass behind the net. Now to Mikheyev. He's through center and over the Flyer line at the right point. Stopping there, he let the puck roll off his stick blade to center ice. Kaiser will then fire it back down the left wing glass. In behind the Flyer net and up the near side. Connect, he's got it for Philly. To Ristolainen over the center ice circle, then in over the Hawk blue line on the right wing, and this is going to be blown dead on the offside. So now 15:24 left in period number 2, still 1-0 Flyers.
And all Blackhawks wins this season are sponsored by Circus Sports Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. And John, the Blackhawks maybe dodged the bullet there. That bank pass from the defenseman, Bobby Brink, was all alone in behind both defensemen. That puck just about 6 feet too far in front of him, though, so he couldn't catch up to it.
By the way, Steve, entering the period, the Hawks were down 3-7, if you will, on face-off win percentage. They're now up on the Flyers in the face-off department. They've won 10 of 17. They've won all 7 of them in period number 2. Now, in the far corner in the Flyer zone, Ilya Mikheyev caught a puck in the face, but he's going to stay on the rink and keep playing. Meanwhile, Nikita Gabrinkin down into the left wing corner Hawks zone. Turns on Murphy, put it out to the line. Nick Seeler, a long shot, bounces off the inboards and off the side of the Hawk net, where Spencer Knight uses the blocker hand, and he pushes the puck under his catching glove and holds on to it. We'll get a whistle and a face-off in the circle to his right.
It was a wise decision by Spencer Knight. You get a big German centerman out there, Rodrigo Abels, who is 6'4", 220 pounds. I make that 210 pounds. He had a nice shot block back in period number 1, but Spencer Knight, I think, realized that there's a little bit of chaos going in around the net, so he settles things down and gets the whistle off to his left.
Time now for the Four Seasons. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric face-off for all the right reasons. Call 866-4 Seasons. Flyers get control off the draw. York at the left point. Tried to toss the puck down the boards. Picked off momentarily by Lardis to Green, and he'll clear to center ice. Sanheim for the Flyers took the puck back. Whips it down behind the net. Knight hands it off to Levshunov, who in turn sends the puck over to the far corner to Matt Grzelcyk. Outlet pass bounces through center ice off a deflection into the Flyer zone. York clearing to center ice. Here's Tippett. Actually, Couturier got ahead of the puck at the Hawk blue line. Stopping there, put it back to York. Then over on the right wing side, this is Barkey down to the right wing corner, Hawk zone. We're still looking for his first NHL goal. Denver Barkey around to the near boards. Will drop it off. Owen Tippett from the top of the left circle. Let go a shot. And this deflects up into the protected netting and out of play. Still 1-0 Flyers. Not much change in the score or really the complexion of play, except that they're going the other way here. Each team going the other way here in the second period.
Yeah, we've heard Cam York's name mentioned a couple of times. He's having a real strong year, the former first-round draft pick who grew up in Southern California, the Anaheim area, played for the Anaheim Junior Ducks. And another guy who played in Anaheim, Drysdale.
Right.
That would be Jamie Drysdale playing with this Philadelphia Flyers team. He was part of that Cutter Gauthier deal.
Correct.
Cutter Gauthier did not want to play in Philadelphia and kind of demanded a trade, basically.
Yeah.
And he finds himself in Anaheim. Jamie Drysdale with the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah, Gauthier's turned into a pretty good player for the Anaheim Ducks. Playing for former head coach of the Blackhawks, Joel Quenneville. Anaheim at the top of the standings, by the way. Very, very good. Here's Vlasic in the far corner, Hawk zone with a pass up the left wing side. Tumbles to center ice. Ilya Mikheyev's got it. Shot it ahead, Bertuzzi. He's over the Flyer line on the left wing and cuts back through the high slot, but this is going to be blown dead on an offside. 13:35 remains in the second. Still 1-0 Flyers. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
What do the Blackhawks and United Airlines have in common? The next generation has arrived, and the future looks bright. New planes are joining the United Airlines fleet every week, decked out with Bluetooth connectivity, screens and power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to fit everyone's carry-on. Book your next trip on the United app or United.com today. United Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Hi, this is Dave Musio, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, and I want to guarantee you a breakdown-free winter. Did you know that a dirty furnace costs more to operate and can lead to higher utility bills and untimely breakdowns? Now is the time to schedule your Four Seasons furnace tune-up and save $50. A Four Seasons furnace tune-up includes a 35-point inspection, complete cleaning, and we calibrate every component of your furnace. So call today.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Are you Chicago's next St. Patrick's Day Queen? Hi, I'm Kara Walsh, the 2025 Parade Queen. The Chicago St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee officially launched the search for the next young lady who will be crowned queen of the 2026 St. Patrick's Day Parade. Applications are now available for the 2026 Queen Contest, open to women of Irish ancestry ages 18 to 29. Visit ChicagoStPatrick'sDayParade.org. Deadline for applications is January 5th, so enter today. Visit ChicagoStPatrick'sDayParade.org.
Hey, Blackhawks fans, Spencer Knight. Break's over. It's time for Blackhawks hockey.
Thanks, Spencer. Who's Hot, Who's Cold is sponsored by Plumbers 911 Chicago, where they do it right the first time. And Who's Hot? How about Darren Radish of the Tampa Bay Lightning?
Yeah.
Had a goal and 2 assists last night. He now has 27 points in 30 games. That's 5th best points per game among all defensemen, trailing only 4 other guys. And who's not? How about the LA Kings? 1 win in their last 6 games, 1 win, 5 losses. They've only scored 9 goals in those 6 games. Goal scoring has been a problem. Quentin Byfield, 9 games without a point.
How about it? Wow. And that can all change in a moment's notice in this game, as you know. Here's Sandheim over the center ice circle, whipping the puck off the left wing boards and down behind the Hawk net. Knight out to play the puck into the near corner to Levshunov. He spins it back in behind to the Hawks' Swiss Army knife, Matt Grzelcyk. He'll pass it up the left wing side. Teuvo Teravainen in front of the benches. Moves it across the rink over the Flyer line on the right wing for Burakovsky, but he had it knocked off his stick. Here's Noah Cates with the puck into the Hawk zone near the left point. Put it down to the corner. Ryan Donato took it there. Uses his stick blade to press the puck against the dasher and keep it away from Bobby Brink as the Hawks come out of there, and Burakovsky leads the charge. Over the Flyer line left point to Donato right circle. Tough angle shot, blocker save. Burakovsky got it back top of the left circle to Teravainen from the right circle. He'll fire, and this goes through the feet of Donato and in on goal, and Urson turned it out with the stick.
Ryan Donato's had a couple of good looks in this hockey game. In the first period, a 2-on-1 in that one. Real nice shot in close on Eriksson, and Eriksson has looked rock solid.
Now Grunstrom into the Hawk zone from the left wing side. Whips one in on goal from a pretty tough angle, and the glove save made by Spencer Knight. Face-off circle to his right.
Now, to be fair to the LA Kings, the Blackhawks do have 1 win in their last 6 games also. But here's the difference, John. 21 goals scored by Chicago in those 6 games. That's about 3.5. Well, it is. It's 3.5 goals per game. LA Kings, in their last 6 games, they've managed just a goal and a half per game. So maybe part of the reason that Phillip Danault was traded to the Montreal Canadiens. Phillip Danault did not have a goal this year. And, of course, that was not his sole job. It'd be nice if your second/third line center scored a little bit. And they are hoping some production somewhere else in the lineup.
Well, sometimes a change of scenery can make an unbelievable difference, in every aspect of life. I know Phil Danault, former Blackhawk, who was originally traded to the Canadiens so that the Blackhawks could arm themselves for the 2017 playoff push, which ended in 4 games at the hands of the Nashville Predators. But Phil Danault was the guy that left town, and that was kind of more of a cost than the Blackhawks really wanted to spend. The puck goes up and out of play, and Montreal got a really good centerman, and now he's back in Montreal, where I'm guessing he feels comfortable.
Yeah, I think he's happy to be back, a Quebec native. And here's another example. Mason Marchment was recently traded from the Seattle Kraken to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Right.
He now has 3 goals in 2 games. He was not scoring in Seattle. He is, and I remember when he was in Dallas, I really liked his game in Dallas, but he lost it in Seattle. He's found it again in Columbus. So sometimes a change of scenery, a reset can do you good.
Well, from the draw, puck inside the Flyer zone is carried to center ice by Drysdale, and then he mishandles it back into his end. He'll race back and get it in front of his net. Head to Grundstrom. Flyer line on the right wing. He goes rink wide with a pass for Andre, who shot the puck to the Hawk line. Levshunov stepping up, kicks it ahead to Burakovsky. He tried to flip the puck into the Flyer zone, picked off by the Flyers. Into the Hawk zone, Grabenkin on the left wing side. Sends one in on goal, stuck away by Knight. Then a shot from the right wing corner by Drysdale's turned out of there. The Hawks come back up ice. Donato pokes it away. Levshunov back in over the Flyer blue line. Didn't see the oncoming Grundstrom from behind, who lifts Levshunov's stick, and the puck comes free. Now in the left wing corner, reclaimed by Burakovsky. To Teravainen, left corner. Sharp angle shot is into the chest of Ersson, and he'll let it drop into his glove and hold it. So the Hawks really aren't getting the quality shots that they're looking for, but they're just trying to manufacture the goals, I think, from odd angles and just create opportunity any way they can.
Yeah, but when you shoot, especially high in a goaltender, and I know that Teuvo Teravainen was trying to go blocker side there, but, you put it soft, high, over the blocker, it's easy to absorb, and that's exactly what he did. You want to rebound. You want to be shooting down towards the pads.
Now Crevier guns one in from the right point. That was blocked in front of the net. Bertuzzi stares it back in behind Ristolainen, drives the puck around up the right wing side. This is off of Konechny's skate onto the stick of Dickinson. Back to Vlasic, Hawk line, head to Bertuzzi, Flyer line. He put the puck down to the right wing corner. Ristolainen drags it in behind his net and pushes it up the right wing side to Konechny. To Zegras at the Hawk blue line. He turns the puck over to Alex Vlasic. He'll race into the Flyer zone. Jumps past the hip check from Ristolainen. Took the puck to the left wing corner. Feeds Dickinson in the left circle. He turns and fires. That goes wide. Then Crevier fires from the right wing boards. That's deflected wide of the net by Bertuzzi. And now the puck deflects out to center ice in front of the benches. And Vlasic will pound it back down the ice and in behind the Flyer net. This rolls up the near side to Bertuzzi, who fires it back across to the left wing corner Flyer zone. Then the puck taken back by Konechny, the Flyers. Penalty coming up here. And I believe this is going to go to the Hawks. 2 many men on the ice is the call. Flyers are going to get a power play here.
And here's the call officially.
Chicago, bench minor. 2 many men on the ice.
2 many men is the call, and that sometimes happens, especially in the second period, and the play was right in front of the bench. Part of the problem right now, too, is after the first period, the Blackhawks had 6 missed shots. That means 6 shots that were directed towards the net, but missed the net. That last shift, a couple of guys, Jason Dickinson and Louis Crevier, both missed the net with opportunities. So we've talked about it before, John. It just kills a play. When you don't get the shot on net, you're not getting those second and third opportunities. Mm-hmm. And that happened in that last shift for the Blackhawks.
Now the Flyers, who have surrendered 2 shorthanded goals, will now go to their second power play opportunity on the night. Face-off circle to Knight's right. Ryan Green facing off. And facing off with the Flyers, Denver Barkey. Green wins the draw to Vlasic behind the net. He'll carry up the left wing side and clear the puck off the boards and down.
I think the Blackhawks' 4th best penalty killers in the entire NHL.
Now the Flyers on the attack. Owen Tippett collects the puck at his line, sends Michkov down the left wing Hawk zone, firing a shot. Butterfly save made by Knight. Michkov chased around to the high slot. Let's go over wrist shot. That goes over the net. Pick up off the glass by Vlasic. He'll kick it into the near corner and try and poke it up the boards, and he does to Green. Green can't clear the zone, however. Sanheim took the puck back at the left point, spins it down behind the net, and Knight will clear it around the high glass and off the stick of Teravainen down to the Flyer blue line.
What a great clear that is by Spencer Knight. He hit some hired penalty killers out there. Looked like they were under a bit of pressure, too, and he gets it out over the blue line.
Tippett gains the Hawk zone to Konechny along the right boards. Now Zegras, top of the left wing circle. Behind the back pass, high slot, Drysdale. Leaving it in the high slot to Brink. To Drysdale now at the left point. To Brink in the deep slot. Put it over. Zegras, top of the right wing circle. Put it out to Brink in the high slot. To Drysdale, left face-off dot. Put it beside the net. Konechny sent it out in front. They score. And this is going to be Christian Dvorak. Noah K. Corner and try and poke it up the boards, and he does to Green. Green can't clear the zone, however. Sanheim took the puck back at the left point, spins it down behind the net, and Knight will clear it around the high glass and off the stick of Teravainen down to the Flyer blue line.
What a great clear that is by Spencer Knight. He hit some hired penalty killers out there. Looked like they were under a bit of pressure, too, and he gets it out over the blue line.
Tippett gains the Hawk zone to Konechny along the right boards. Now Zegras, top of the left wing circle. Behind the back pass, high slot, Drysdale. Leaving it in the high slot to Brink. To Drysdale now at the left point. To Brink in the deep slot. Put it over. Zegras, top of the right wing circle. Put it out to Brink in the high slot. To Drysdale, left face-off dot. Put it beside the net. Konechny sent it out in front. They score. And this is going to be Christian Dvorak. Noah Kick rides around up the far side where Burakovsky strips it away from a Flyer and shot it to the Philly line. Drysdale now moving it ahead. Barkey to Couturier over the Hawk line down the left wing side, and he fires a high shot that deflects behind the net, off the glass, and up into the netting. 2-0 Philly, 7:47 left in period number 2. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Connor Bedard. Listen to John Williams weekday mornings at 10 on WGN Radio.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Chris Chelios. What are you sipping tonight? El Bandito Yankee is a new ultra-premium tequila that is 100% pure and natural with no additives. Just 100% blue agave. El Bandito Yankee Tequila is the most flavorful Blue Weber agave in the world. Now available at Benny's, Mariano's, Jewel, and Woodman's. Go to elbanditoyankee.com to learn more about what makes us so damn good.
Comparing health insurance plans is never easy. That's why I work for Get Covered Illinois.
We are the state's official health insurance marketplace.
We have a website to compare multiple plans and prices in one place, and people who can help you for free. Community-based navigators and brokers, certified by the state.
And we have live customer service.
At getcoveredillinois.gov, we're here to help.
Hellsberg Gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop in store at hellsberg.com for up to 50% off.
Hey, the newest episode of Every Shift is here. Episode 2 takes you inside the highs and lows of an NHL season through the lens of an energetic, tight-knit Blackhawks group led by Connor Bedard and Spencer Knight. See exclusive behind-the-scenes footage of the lead-up to the highly anticipated return of the Blackhawks' iconic black jersey. Watch now on youtube.com/Blackhawks.
A little while ago, they had a couple of the Cubs players on the video screen, Steve, and I didn't get the names. All right, I saw the names, and they just didn't write them down. But it's good to see the boys this summer enjoying the game of winter.
Charlie, was Ian Happ one of those guys?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I saw Ian Happ.
Yeah, Ian Happ.
Fantastic season this year. Yeah.
And then the other kid that has the hyphenated name, he's my son's favorite player. A really great player. We'll come up with it before the end of the show.
Sean will text you.
Yeah. Dad, come on. You should know that by now. Inside the Hawk zone along the far boards, puck taken by Tippett, moves it out to the line. A long shot from the left point by Andre, blocked by Murphy in front. And then Ryan Green will send the puck down to the Flyer blue line. Drysdale back to get it there. Drysdale passing now to center ice. Denver Barkey dumps it off the right corner boards, Hawk zone. Drysdale to get it, flips it behind the net for Barkey. He's shoved off the puck by Murphy. Ryan Green now has the puck along the right boards. Send it across the rink to Kaiser. Back to Murphy, Hawk line. Head to Green at center ice. He dumps the puck to the left wing corner in the Flyer zone. Drysdale took it there, whips it around to the near side. Louis Crevier gathers it in along the right boards. Sent the puck down to the corner. Then it spun back to Crevier, right point. He fires a wrist shot toward the net. That deflects wide. There's Donato behind the net now. Fending off a check from Andre. Sends the puck around left point. Vlasic to the deep slot. Now Dickinson hammers a shot in on goal. And Erson is down with a butterfly save. And now Donato mixing it up in front of the Flyer net. That was Jamie Drysdale. And the linesmen jump in. Back in the day, this would have erupted into a great big line brawl, but the boys have maintained their discipline.
I like that from Ryan Donato, though. You know, he's trying to get his team into it. He's trying to get the fans into it. And, you know, maybe he was a little late getting to the front of the net for the screen. That Jason Dickinson shot, right idea. But unfortunately, nobody parked in front of the net. So a half slapper from 55 feet out, probably going to get stopped by a goaltender who can see it. And that's exactly what Samuel Erson did. You know, great defensive positioning by the Philadelphia Flyers, keeping everyone to the outside.
You'll recall that at the end of the Ottawa game, Steve, Ryan Donato became entangled with one of the Senators. I think it was Ridley Gregg. I'm not exactly sure, but Ryan had just, I guess, had enough and just decided, okay, the mitts are off, let's go. And I think they were each assessed roughing minors or double minors for roughing. Icing's going to be the call here against the Flyers. But to your point, a guy like Ryan Donato, who hasn't scored in 11 games, maybe that's a good way of not only getting himself into the game a little more, but the team as well.
Yeah, kind of out of character for him, although he is a physical guy. But, you know, that's the type of things that a Nick Foligno would bring. He'd sense that, okay, the team needs something. It's a little flat. The building's a little quiet. We only have 10 shots. We're more than halfway through the game. Let's get some excitement going, and that's what Nick Foligno brings.
Vlasic's got the puck off the draw, carries down behind the Flyer net, around to the right circle, then to the slot where he fires. Oh, and Erson got down in front of that. That was a quality chance for the Hawks. Puck is cleared up the near side by Sanheim to the Hawk blue line to Zegras. He's all bottled up there by Crevier, who strips the puck away. Shot it to the Flyer blue line. And Sanheim moves it ahead now to Zegras, who drops it back to Sanheim, who moves it across the rink. Drysdale, actually York. Now to Travis Sanheim on the left wing side. And from center ice, he'll fire it down behind the Hawk net. Knight plays it around up the right side. Crevier, head to Dickinson. Dickinson, Hawk blue line on the right wing. Shot the puck ahead for Bertuzzi, but it was a little too far ahead of him, and it tumbles down behind the Flyer net. The Hawks will take advantage and get a line change. Now Flyers come out of their end, led by Nick Seeler. One-time Hawk, tough as nails, or as Dale Talon would want to say, tough as a $2 steak. Seeler flipping the puck down in behind the Hawk net. Taken by Cates now to Ristolainen right point. Drives a shot that redirects toward the net, but blocked by Levshunov. Green then flips the puck behind the Hawk net. Near corner goes to Grzelcyk. He and Brink will battle for the puck. Grzelcyk moves it ahead up the right wing side. Nick Lardis, who dumps the puck off the glass into the Flyer zone. And Ristolainen will chase it down and then wave it around the glass. This leaves the ice surface. We're going to get a face-off back in the Flyer zone to the right of Samuel Erson. And we'll have it after the break. 5 minutes left in the second. 2-0 Flyers. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Marquette Bank has been helping neighborhoods thrive in Chicago for 80 years. 80 years is a long time. When you bank with Marquette Bank, you matter. After 80 years, we've learned that helping people like you make smarter financial decisions helps our neighborhoods grow and thrive. When you bank with Marquette Bank, good things happen for you and your neighborhood. Marquette Bank. Love where you bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 462926.
This holiday, make someone's whole year. At Rogers & Hollins, you'll find the perfect jewelry and watches for everyone on your list. Even your pickiest trendsetter or the guy who's impossible to shop for. Their big holiday sale is happening now. Huge savings and holiday dough to boost at Rogers & Hollins. Shop today at fornowandforever.com.
Rogers and Hollins, for now and forever.
Celebrate the holidays at Pettorino's Italian Restaurant in the heart of Chicago. The Pasticceria's famous peppermint hot chocolate is back with boozy editions available at their now open sidewalk bar. New Pasticceria holiday hours, Friday and Saturday till 9, Sunday through Thursday till 8. Holiday gift cards are also available. Spend $100 and receive an additional $25 gift card good at any Good Plate Hospitality location. Stop into the Pasticceria for all your holiday baked goods and visit Pettorino's.
Hey Blackhawks fans, it's Frank Nazar. Let's go. More Blackhawks hockey coming your way.
Thanks, Frank. And Blackhawk fans, family packs are back rolling into 2026, presented by Marathon. Make sure to kick off the new year with the entire family at the United Center when the Dallas Stars come to town on January 1st. Each ticket includes a hot dog, popcorn bucket, and soft drink. Make sure you grab yours today by visiting blackhawks.com/offers.
Coming up, it's the Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric Face-Off. For all the right reasons, call 866-4Seasons. And this face-off is in the circle to Erson's right. And stepping in for the Flyers, going to be, that's going to be Rodrigo Abels. Hawks get the puck, however. Murphy along the right boards, leaving it for Lafferty there. He'll send the puck down to the corner. The Flyers do get it back, but then Toninato stepping into Andre there as the puck is flung down ice by Andre. We're going to get an icing call here against Philly. They don't give you a lot of space in their defensive zone, do they, Steve, the Flyers?
No, they don't. And, we talked to Nick Lardis, and he said they're very aggressive on the forecheck, but they're just as aggressive in their own zone, especially down low. They'll collapse, and they'll give you the point shot. But if it does go from low to high, they will quickly track out and make sure they're in that shooting zone, that shooting lane. So, well-coached team, obviously, and we talked about Rick Tocchet earlier, number of years with the Vancouver Canucks, and prior to that, it was the Arizona Coyotes, and prior to that, it was the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
Coach of the year just a couple of years ago.
Just going to say the Jack Adams Trophy with the Canucks.
Mm-hmm.
We get a whistle now, offside, called against the Hawks, and this will bring the face-off out to center ice.
This team has really taken off under his guidance. And yeah, you talked about the young guys, and they do have a good young core. Goaltending always seemed to be a problem, but the goaltending's been a little better this year. They're second in the Metro. They're only 4 points behind the Carolina Hurricanes. And as good as Carolina has been this year, it's amazing that Philadelphia, the same number of games, just 4 points back.
They are within shouting distance. They're not going to catch them tonight, but they certainly can enhance their position in the Eastern Conference standings. Off the face-off, the Hawks get control of the puck. Grizzly dumps it down behind the Flyer net. Sanheim sends it around up the near sideboards. Couturier to the puck at center ice. Hands it off to Tippett. To Sanheim over the Hawk blue line. He'll let it rip from the top of the right circle in on goal, and a chest save is made by Spencer Knight. He'll hold on to the puck. Face-off will be in the circle to his left.
I mentioned Travis Sanheim earlier, former first-round pick of the Philadelphia Flyers, and he's a big body, too. It's 6'4", 225, but he can skate. Kind of reminds me of Alex Vlasic in that respect. He can get up the ice in a hurry, and it's exactly what he did on that last rush. I think the Blackhawks have to start thinking about that as far as their attack. I'd like to see the defense getting involved offensively just a little bit more. They've got guys who can do it.
Yeah, Sanheim off the draw, takes the puck and fires again from near that same area. Turned out by Knight with the stick. Teravainen clears to center ice. Here's Donato held up at the Flyer blue line by Tippett, but the puck was at their feet, so no interference call. Couturier carrying out now. Hands it off to Barkey. Turn the puck over at the Hawk blue line to Teravainen. Teravainen now handing it off. And Burakovsky whips the puck off the left boards into the Flyer zone, but right to a Flyer get a little bit of a schmozzle at the Hawks bench as the boys are trying to get off the ice. A couple Flyers were in the way there. Now they cease and desist and play.
Is that a schmozzle or a kerfuffle?
Either one. Schmozzle is, by the way, a Hebrew term describing a thing called chaos, which we've seen a few times this season. Puck leaves the ice surface up into the protective netting, and face-off stays in the Flyers' zone. I guess they're identical phrases, really, just different languages.
Yeah, schmozzle. I should schnozzle. Schmozzle, right?
Schmozzle. Yeah.
Schmozzle.
And by the way, first time I heard that term, I heard it from former Blackhawk Steve Ludzik when I was in Muskegon.
Sure.
Ludzik used that term a lot. I thought,
So,
I
you know-
like that term.
Well, I'll wait for this play, and I'll tell you my Steve Ludzik story.
Yeah, all right. Here's Bertuzzi kicking a pass from his skate to his stick in the slot and firing, and a blocker save made by Erson. Good work by Dickinson along the left boards to dig the puck out. Sends it down to McKay, back of the net. Here's McKay working against Sealer. And now in to take the puck away, Bertuzzi behind the Flyer net. Moves into the left circle, stopping there. Behind the back pass in front, bounces to Crevier, and it's over his stick. It's picked up by Zegras at the Flyer line. He races ahead over the Hawk line down the left wing. And reaching out to poke check it away momentarily was Vlasic, who ends up with the puck in front of the Hawk net. Vlasic leads the rush to center ice. To Bertuzzi over the Flyer line, left wing. Pulls up top of the circle and fires. That's blocked by Andre. And back come the Flyers the other way. Konechny to Zegras over the Hawk line, left wing. Now Konechny left wing circle. Cross check from behind by Murphy. This is going to cost the Hawks. Konechny goes down, and now Zegras skates in to...
I think there's just going to be one penalty. I thought maybe Zegras might take a penalty, and that would have been a very unfortunate move by him.
Lardis just gave Trevor Zegras a shove, and now Christian Dvorak and Lardis get together for a moment. I've never heard if Nick Lardis can scrap or handle himself. I'm sure he had to in junior at some point, but this is a bigger step up.
Yeah, he's got quick hands. We know
Chicago
that.
number 5, minor penalty for cross-checking.
Yeah, cross-check is the call on Connor Murphy. It was on Travis Konechny. Unfortunate, too, because Connor Murphy, one of the big penalty killers, and it was the Philadelphia Flyers who scored on their last power play. And they do not have a very well-ranked power play, 25th currently in the NHL, bottom quarter of the entire NHL, and we'll get another opportunity here late in the second period.
So draw a circle to the right of Spencer Knight. Ryan Green against Denver Barkey, who's now tossed off the dot. It's going to be Matvei Michkov facing off against Ryan Green, who wins this face-off. And now the puck turned over along the near boards. Michkov got it. Out to the left point, Sanheim. He'll flip it down behind the Hawk net. Oh, and Kaiser's hit from behind into the glass in front of the penalty box doors by Barkey. And all of the Blackhawk players are in to protect him. We've got a full-blown scrum going on in behind the net. It's almost a line brawl. Denver Barkey finishing his check on Wyatt Kaiser, who was in a defenseless position. And he hit almost head first into the boards. Fortunately, he got his body underneath him so he wouldn't get his neck cranked the wrong way. Oh, man. Dangerous hit right there.
No, it certainly was. The referee right away put his arm up. Denver Barkey, not a big guy. He's 5'9", 155 pounds, soaking wet. But he absolutely launched Wyatt Kaiser into the boards. And Wyatt Kaiser had not touched the puck. Now, he saw the numbers. When you see the numbers, you don't finish your check. You got to hold up. Denver Barkey did not. He's not that type of player. He was a prolific scorer at London. You mentioned the Memorial Cup he won with the London Golden Knights. And his head coach back then, Dale Hunter.
Dale Hunter, sure.
Philadelphia number 52, minor penalty for boarding.
Boarding is the call, minor penalty. So we'll see 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute, 50 seconds. And then it'll be a power play for the Blackhawks, only 10 seconds long. It'll be very close to the end of the second period, but we will see 4-on-4 hockey. Now that opens up the ice a little bit, which I think would help the Blackhawks, a little more speed. You know, if you get a guy like Oliver Moore and Ryan Green out there in the 4-on-4 situation. Not too sure exactly how Jeff Blashill will start this, but you get the extra space, and you get a couple of fast guys out there. Maybe you can generate a little more offense. Right now, the Blackhawks just 13 shots.
Yeah.
And we're almost 40 minutes into this hockey game.
Steve, because of the penalty to Barkey, the Blackhawks are now back to full strength, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics, on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. And then when the minute and 50 winds up off the clock, the Blackhawks are going to have a 10-second Citgo power play. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Citgo. Download the app now to start saving. We'll see how things go 4 against 4. This should be interesting. Hawks control off the draw. Levshunov kept it away from Brink. Moves at left point to Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk now working against Noah Cates. Again, the Flyers apply that constant pressure. And Grzelcyk sent the puck across. Donato carries out to center ice. Gave it to Artyom Levshunov. He doesn't see the oncoming Noah Cates, but put the puck down between the circles. Hawk in. Grzelcyk there. Passing up the right side. Andrei Burakovsky at center ice. Burakovsky retreating to the Hawk blue line. Will leave the puck there for Levshunov. Levshunov back through center. Stepping into the Flyer zone on the right wing. Whips it down behind the net. Around it goes to the left point. Grzelcyk to Donato. Top of the right circle. He'll close in. Fake on a shot. Moves to the slot. Fires. He scores! First goal in 11 games from Ryan Donato. No doubter about that one. He beats Urson over the blocker. And the Hawks are on the board, trailing 2-1.
And with that goal, it's time to break up the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito, Yankee Tequila. And boy, Ryan Donato has had the best looks in this hockey game against the Philadelphia Flyers. Excellent opportunity in period number 1. He's had 2 here in period number 2. And that time, after a slight mishandle, it actually improved his shooting angle. He gets to the middle of the ice and absolutely rips it by Samuel Ersson. Beat him blocker side, just inside the post. There was 3 Philadelphia Flyers in front of Ersson. There was no way he saw that, but Donato gets it through, and he gets the Blackhawks on the board.
For Ryan Donato, that's number 9 on the season. Teams are still 4 aside, by the way, as we rejoin the play. That goal, by the way, scored at 18:30 of period number 2. But here are the Flyers on the attack. Dvorak down the left wing side, Hawk zone. Fired a tough angle shot and a stick save made by Knight. Wyatt Kaiser to the puck. He'll skate it out up the left wing to center ice with Owen Tippett in tow, and he looked like he was pulled off stride. No penalty is called. Flyers get the puck back. 35 seconds left on the 4 against 4 situation. York for the Flyers. Sends Dvorak over the Hawk line down the left wing. Fires a hard wrist shot, and the glove save is made by Spencer Knight. He'll hold on. We're down to 51 seconds left in the frame. 2-1 Philly. Still 28 seconds remaining on the 4 against 4. Then the Hawks will have an abbreviated 10-second power play.
Yeah, that was a really nice aggressive save by Spencer Knight. He realized that the winger for the Philadelphia Flyers was in by himself, so he charged out. Literally no net for the Flyer to shoot at. Easy glove save for Spencer Knight. Made of Darien, Connecticut.
Now the draw to Knight's right. It's going to be Donato facing off against Trevor Zegras. Donato, a Harvard product and a Boston kid. Played for his dad, Ted Donato, who I know you know from your days playing in the NHL, Steve.
Played against Ted for a number of years, yeah.
He's had a lot of success as a coach there.
Mm-hmm.
Now the face-off, this is going to be Konechny against Donato, who wins the draw. Grzelcyk behind the Hawk net. Put a pass up the left wing. Donato's got it at center ice. Works past a check from Konechny. Was held up for a moment as he enters the Flyer zone. And Konechny now strips the puck away, leads the Flyer rush back the other way. Over the Hawk blue line. Threw a pass down toward the side of the net. Picked off by Donato. He'll carry in behind and then out. 26 seconds left in the period. Hawks now have a Citgo power play out of the box. Murphy. Donato into the Flyer zone to Crevier. Right circle. He fires. And that deflects off the glass and up into the protected netting and out of play. Boy, Louis had a good look at the net.
That did not miss by much. And we know that he can rip a shot, whether it's a slap shot or a wrister as he took there. A high riser, maybe about 3 inches over that crossbar. But Louis had a good look, and he knew there was a little bit of room up there over the blocker of Louis make that Samuel Ersson. Didn't miss by much.
Well, if the Hawks can control off the draw, they could get a chance here with the remaining 5 seconds on the power play. And the draw now instead won by the Flyers. Sanheim bats it behind his net. He got it over to Abels. He'll move it up the right wing into the Hawk zone. Batted away by Grzelcyk. Look out. The Flyers get the puck. Couturier fires from the high slot, and that's stopped by Spencer Knight with the chest. And then he let it drop into his glove and held on. So the Flyers now back to full strength. They lead the game 2-1 with 6.2 seconds on the clock for the second period.
Sean Couturier, the captain of this Philadelphia Flyers team, relatively quiet tonight, although he was involved in the first goal. Not sure if he got an assist or not, but he ended up tripping Jason Dickinson. And as a result, Trevor Zegras had all sorts of time and room and space to create some magic. He found Konechny in front of the net, and that was Philadelphia's first goal of the game.
Face off to the left of Knight. Hawks control. Vlasic makes a smart play by just lifting the puck through the air and down into the Flyer zone as the horn sounds, ending play here in period number 2. So 2-1 Philly after 40 minutes. Shots on goal favoring the Flyers as well, 16-14. A total of 30 shots for the game after 2 periods, Steve. Kind of a low total, I think, but nonetheless, the Hawks are keeping the Flyer side down as well, if you want to look at it from that perspective.
Yeah, I mean, good defensively, and it's low-event hockey both ways, and that's the way that Philadelphia plays. I think that's the way that Chicago's trying to play tonight and just take advantage of your advantages, and that's exactly what they did with the Donato goal. So, sometimes you've just got to be patient, and you got to stick with the process, and I think that's exactly what the Chicago Blackhawks did. And the good news is now they've got a little bit of momentum. The fans are certainly into it, and they're expecting more of the same in the third period.
Yeah, the Flyers did a good job of putting this crowd not to sleep, but to quiet them down anyway, keep them from getting charged up. And you know that the boys draw energy off of the crowd. And wow, what a turnaround after Donato scored that goal.
Well, I think it started with Ryan earlier. Remember, he got mixed up with a couple of players down in the offensive zone, and he's getting physical out there. It gets the fans into it. They didn't have any goals at the time, but sometimes that drags your team into it too, and it certainly got Ryan Donato going, and he's had a heck of a game here tonight.
Sure has. He should be. I think he's scheduled to be our guest coming up. We'll have to see how things go. I wonder in this third period how Jeff Blashill will deploy his lines. Will he use that young line as much, or will he maybe keep them at the bench instead of using them as much, maybe use the veterans a little more?
Well, you go with the hot hands. You go with the guys, who scored, and Ryan Donato was double shifted towards the end of the game, and you shift guys who would be getting some looks. And, hopefully the Blackhawks get a few more looks in this third period because, 14 shots after 2 periods, probably not exactly what you want. You shoot for at least 10 shots per period, so we're a little shy there, but they still have 20 minutes to go.
Louis Crevier shooting that puck as he did there late in the period. I want to see Louis shoot the puck more. I don't know about you, but I'd like to see a lot more shots from number 46.
I'd like to see Crevier shoot more. I'd like to see Levshunov shoot more too. And I'd like to see the guys hit the net. We had a number of missed shots in this hockey game, and as we've said before, it kind of kills the play. You get a good look. You don't get many good looks in a hockey game. Make sure that you're hitting the net.
Well, after tonight, the Blackhawks don't play again until the 27th. They'll be in Dallas, and we'll get our first look at the Dallas Stars, Steve, who once again are a very strong hockey team, and the Blackhawks need to expect that to be a pretty difficult game, regardless of the situation.
Everyone talks about Rupe Hintz and Jason Robertson, and yeah, they're great players, but boy, their back end is really good. When you get a Miro Heiskanen back there, a Thomas Harley, who I think is really coming into his own, that's where Dallas can be very effective is with their defense. And as auditor, in your opinion, has he been the best U.S. goaltender this season, Jake Ottinger? Yeah, I'd have to say so. I know he took a lot of heat last year in the playoffs, but he is doing what he normally does in the regular season, and that's keep his goals against literally under 3 and his save percentage over 90%.
Yeah, everybody talks about Connor Hellebuck for representing the United States in international play, and Connor has been good for the U.S., but he's battled some injuries this season, so I'm not sure he'll be 100%.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Connor Hellebuck, when he's healthy, he is amongst the best, and he's a little bigger than Jake Ottinger.
All right, let's go downstairs quickly, Steve, and join our guest. Congratulations, Ryan Donato. That was an outstanding shot that you took, and I love the play, the way you set it up and jockeyed the Flyers out of position to get that lane to shoot at. Talk about it, man. It was wonderful to see.
Yeah, thank you. I think I fumbled it a little bit actually at the beginning, but, I got myself in a good area, and, those are kind of the opportunities you pray for, feeling extra religious these days around Christmas time, praying extra more and hoping, the puck goes in, and, tonight it did. So
it certainly did. And you had a real good look actually in the first period, the 2-on-1. You did the right thing, shot. You were along with Oliver Moore. Then you had another look in the second period. On a night like tonight, are you just feeling it? Do you just know the puck's coming to you and you're going to get a good look?
Yeah, I think sometimes if you get one at a chance early in the game or one of those 2-on-1s, sometimes you even think that they're not going to come anymore because it's such a great chance. But, you just keep on working hard and, you rely on your line mates and play the right way. And, you pray that you get those chances, like I said. But, yeah, sometimes they just happen. And, if you bury on one, hopefully you continue to get those chances and continue to score.
All right, Ryan, real quick, what's it going to take to beat the Flyers here in the third period?
I think just playing our game. I think they're coming off a back-to-back, so I think it's tough for them, especially right around Christmas time with the break after. I think, if we get on them, play a solid full period, that, hopefully things go in our favor.
Well, Ryan, thanks for being our guest. Go get him in the third, and God bless you. Have a Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you. God bless. Right. Merry Christmas.
What a great kid he is. Ryan Donato, Blackhawks forward, our guest after 2 periods. It's 2-1 Philly. Thanks to Ryan for scoring that goal for the Hawks. Coming up, Charlie Remiliotis is going to have a full intermission report for you good folks. And then third period action will ensue. What drama we have here at the United Center, HR. 2-1 in favor of the Flyers after 40 minutes. I can just feel that Blackhawks comeback coming along just any moment. All right. We'll be back after this break. This is Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Andy Mazer. We're your home for the Blackhawks, Northwestern football and basketball, the NFL, and Happen OB. This is AM 720 WGN Chicago.
Officer, can I get your perspective as a man of the law?
I'm a mall cop, right?
You see this Hyundai Santa Fe? I only paid for it.
Whoa.
Right? I'm not in trouble, am I?
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid models. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Merry Christmas. I'm Frank Cerrone, President and CEO of Pan American Bank and Trust. If you're a business owner in the Chicagoland area, you already know average doesn't cut it. You need a bank partner who moves fast, understands your needs, and delivers the capital and ideas to power your next big play. That's exactly what we do. We're Chicago's premier bank for ambitious entrepreneurs. Don't just bank, partner with Pan American Bank. Let's build something great together. Pan American Bank, Chicago's bank for ambitious entrepreneurs. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
The action is heating up. The NFL playoff race is in full swing. College Bowl season is here. And there's never been a better moment to jump into the action with Circa Sports Illinois. Circa delivers high limits, low holds, and unmatched customer service. Built for people who want to win big. From NBA and NHL action to College Bowls and the NFL playoff push, Circa Sports has you covered. Don't wait. Download the Circa Sports Illinois app today at circasports.com.
Attention, all National Coalition of Labor members. Open enrollment is going on now. Enroll yourself, your spouse, and your kids with no health questions asked. Help protect what you're working so hard for with supplemental life, AD&D, accident, and critical illness insurance benefits. The maximum amount of supplemental life insurance benefits for you and your spouse are at the highest they've ever been. But hurry, open enrollment ends December 31st. Visit nclenrollment.com. That's nclenrollment.com. Underwritten by the Relias Star Life Insurance Company, Minneapolis, Minnesota, a member of the Voya family of companies.
The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7, 1-833-PLUM-911.
Time for a break. It's intermission time.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Here's Charlie Remiliotis with your intermission update.
Through 40 minutes here at the United Center, and the Blackhawks are still trailing by 1, but it's a 2-1 score in favor of Philadelphia. The Hawks getting one late in that second period. Ryan Donato with 1:30 left to go in that middle frame to snap an 11-game goal drought. It's also his 9th goal of the season. So nice to see him find the back of the net, especially without the Blackhawks
without Frank Nazar and Connor Bedard, the Hawks are going to need guys like Ryan Donato to really step up in the goal department. So it was great to see Donato get the monkey off his back, and hopefully it opens up the floodgates for him moving forward. Tonight's Salute to a Veteran is sponsored by JeffBuysYourHouse.com, a proud veteran-owned business serving Chicagoland since 2007. That's JeffBuysYourHouse.com. U.S. Marine Corps veteran William Lipke and U.S. Navy Duke Zambrano were the two military members that were honored here before tonight's game at the United Center. Thank you both, William and Duke, for your service. Let's get to some scores around the NHL because it was a loaded slate. The Maple Leafs defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins 6-3 earlier tonight. They were led by William Nylander, who had 4 points in the victory for Toronto. The Red Wings defeated the Dallas Stars earlier tonight 4-3. Dylan Larkin scored 2 goals in the game, including the overtime winner. The New York Rangers rolled past the Washington Capitals 7-3. The Montreal Canadiens did the same over in Boston 6-2. Then you had the Buffalo Sabres in Ottawa earlier tonight. Buffalo picking up their 5th consecutive win after beating the Senators 3-2. Bowen Byram scored 2 goals in the victory, including the overtime winner. The New York Islanders defeated the New Jersey Devils 2-1. The Florida Panthers overcame a 2-0 deficit in Carolina and rattled off 5 unanswered goals, 4 of them in the third period, to beat Carolina 5-2. And then the Nashville Predators defeated the Minnesota Wild 3-2 in overtime. Steven Stamkos, who's been red hot lately, recorded the overtime winner. And then some other scores currently going on. The Avalanche are up 1-0 on the Mammoth in the third period. The Oilers are up 4-1 on the Flames in the third in the Battle of Alberta. The Vegas Golden Knights scored 5 goals in the first period against the San Jose Sharks. They lead 5-0 early in the second. And the Seattle Kraken are up 1-0 on the LA Kings. Meanwhile, here at the UC, the Hawks are down 2-1 to the Philadelphia Flyers. We'll take a quick break and break down the second period next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Chris Cuomo from News Nation. The Blackhawks play here on WGN Radio.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. You know, I played in an era that was tough, gritty, old school. But I got major respect for the next generation of hockey. The speed, the skill, the precision. That's what I see in Flight by Yuengling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, clean, crisp, real beer flavor without the heaviness. This is the light beer that keeps up with the modern game. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Right now, hockey fans across the city are struggling to fill the fridge. That's why the Salvation Army is here to assist those in need all season long. Our friends at the Salvation Army are seeing unprecedented demand in their communities, the communities they've served for decades, with more people walking through the doors in search of emergency support. Your support this year is more important than ever. Go to the John Williams Kettle at WGNradio.com. Let's help make a difference today.
At Motorworks in Barrington, 6 iconic brands come together in one convenient location to meet all your automotive needs. From BMW and Mercedes-Benz to Cadillac, Porsche, Honda, and Infiniti, their showroom offers an unmatched selection. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned, or simply need trusted care for your current vehicle, Motorworks has you covered. It's car buying made simple. Visit them today and see why Chicagoland drivers trust Motorworks.com.
The Lutheran Hour began in 1930. It's the world's longest running Christian outreach radio program. Tune in Sunday mornings at 6:30 right here on WGN.
Second intermission here at the United Center. Hawks down 2-1 to the Philadelphia Flyers, trying to snap a winless skid going into the holiday break. Time now to look at tonight's window of opportunity, sponsored by the state's official health insurance marketplace, Get Covered Illinois. Now's your opportunity to find health insurance that fits your budget at getcoveredillinois.gov. Open enrollment ends on January 15th. Ryan Donato getting off the schneid with the 11-game goal drought. It was great to see, but he mishandled the puck originally on his scoring opportunity, recollected himself, and ended up finding the back of the net with a wicked shot. Great to see Ryan Donato find the back of the net and end that slump. But how about this? The first line in this game for Chicago is Tyler Bertuzzi, Jason Dickinson, and Ilya Mikheyev. when that trio has been on the ice at even strength in this game for the Blackhawks, shot attempts are 13-1 in favor of Chicago. Scoring chances are 9-0 in favor of Chicago. When they're not on the ice, the shot attempts are 14-9 Philadelphia, and the scoring chances are still in favor of Chicago, but it's 4-2, so much less than the 9-0. So I imagine we're going to see a lot of the Bertuzzi, Dickinson, Mikheyev line in that third period, because that's a line that really feels like it's going in this game against the Flyers team, again, that's playing the second of a back-to-back, and so you knew that it was going to favor Chicago the longer this game goes on. And so let's see if the Hawks can get the next one in the third period, tie this game up, liven up the building yet again, and hopefully get that third one to go into the holiday break with a nice 2 points. We'll take a quick break here, and we're going to set up the third period next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Cold weather and hockey season go together hand in hand, but your home isn't a hockey rink, and you want it to be the perfect temperature no matter the season. With Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning mini split systems, you get the ultimate comfort and efficiency every time, even in those difficult to heat places in your home. Their units are designed to deliver consistent comfort where you need it most. Check out Mitsubishi electric heating and cooling mini split systems today at getacomfyhome.com.
Hey, Chicago fans, when the game's on the line, there's no time to waste. Same goes for selling your house. At Jeff Buys Your House, we make it fast, easy, and stress-free. No drawn-out showings, no waiting for months on the market. Just a fair cash offer from a veteran-owned company that puts people first. Don't let the clock run out. Choose the trusted source. Visit JeffBuysYourHouse.com and score your easy offer today.
It's Bob Surratt. If you follow hockey, you know how important protection is. Protecting the net, the lead, the win. Planning for retirement isn't much different. It's not one decision, it's many. Each one shapes the life you want. How to create reliable income. How much risk to take. When to step away from work. And how to safeguard what you've built. Handling all of that alone can feel like a full-time job. That's why I chose Trajan Wealth. Their fiduciary advisors work with you one-on-one to make the complex feel clear and build a plan that keeps your money working for what's ahead. Your strategy starts with a simple conversation. For a retirement plan you can trust, let Trajan Wealth guide you. Schedule your complimentary review at TrajanWealth.com or visit their offices in Naperville, Park Ridge, or Orland Park. Trajan Wealth, helping protect what you've built for what comes next.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, Blackhawks fans, here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up.
It's the final 20. The third period's just ahead. Here's Charlie Remeliotis with your recap.
Blackhawks and Flyers are on the ice for the start of the third period here at the United Center. It was Philadelphia scoring the first 2 goals of this hockey game, but Ryan Donato finally got Chicago on the board with 1:30 left in the middle frame.
Donato, top of the right circle. He'll close in, fake on a shot, moves to the slot, fires. He scores! First goal in 11 games for Ryan Donato. No doubter about that one. He beats Urson over the blocker, and the Hawks are on the board, trailing 2-1.
That was the 9th goal of the season by Ryan Donato, and it was actually the first goal by the Blackhawks here at the United Center since the third period of the 3-0 win over the New York Rangers on December 10th, which was almost 2 weeks ago. So nice to see. Obviously, the Hawks have only had 1 home game since. It was the Detroit last weekend, and then, of course, here in Chicago tonight. Let's see if the Hawks can get a second one, tie this game up, and then it's up for grabs here at the United Center. What's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com as we go back over to John and Steve for the third.
Charlie, thank you very much. And outstanding reporting during that intermission, sir.
I learned something.
Oh, yeah. Like a dead clock is right twice a day, Charlie. I finally learned something from you.
Oh, you have one of those clocks too, huh? All right. Well, here we go with the third period. It's the Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric Face-Off for all the right reasons. Call 866-4 Seasons. And the draw won by the Hawks to get her going. Connor Murphy grabs the puck on the right wing side of center. Fires it down into the Flyers zone. Here's Oliver Moore with it along the left wing boards. Put it back to the left point. Wyatt Kaiser there firing toward the net. That was blocked in the slot by Sanheim. Sanheim then clears it ahead at center ice. And it's pushed into the Hawk zone by Abels. And down behind the net, Wyatt Kaiser fights off a check from Abels. Moves the puck now along the right side boards to Lardis. He passes on the left wing at center ice to Connor Murphy, who clears the puck into the Flyer zone. He's taken back by Ristolainen to the Flyers. Whips it over to Sealer, then back to Ristolainen between the circles. Lead pass ahead, Konechny into the Hawk zone. Turned it over in the slot area. Vlasic then took it behind the net. Whips the puck up the right wing side. Bertuzzi, Hawk blue line. Will backhand it through the air down into the Flyer zone. Ristolainen now put it back into the right wing corner. Sealer there for the Flyers. Head to Zegras up the left wing side. He'll hand it to Dvorak at center to Konechny over the Hawk line down the right wing, and he swipes one in on goal. And a nice butterfly save made there by Knight as the puck is pushed to center ice by Bertuzzi. Taken back by the Flyers. Then Konechny misplays the puck onto the stick of Vlasic. Over to Crevier. Whips a pass ahead for Bertuzzi. This deflects off his stick and off the glass behind the Flyer net. And Emil Andre will carry it out. Move it ahead at center ice into the Hawk zone to Michkov. Michkov runs into a check there from Grizzly. Hawks take the puck back the other way. Burakovsky over the Flyer line. Turning at the left point to get some room. He's going to get a shot away. He didn't see the Flyer coming in from behind who lifted his stick. And the puck taken away by the Flyers.
You might have heard it. Fans were screaming for a penalty there. He was tripped. Burakovsky looked like he was going to be off to the races from center ice. He got tripped by one of the Flyer players and no call on the play.
Now back in the Hawk zone. Artem Levshunov holding the puck as the Hawks complete a line change. Levshunov passing over to Kaiser along the left sideboards. He put a pass up the left wing to Dock at center ice, who whips it down behind the Flyer net around and up the far side. Dominic Toninato had it for a moment. The puck rolls to Murphy at the right point, and he fires a long one in on Ersson. And he goes down in the butterfly position to make that save with his chest. Lets the puck drop into his glove. Face-off circle to his left.
Well, as we heard from Ryan Donato in that second period intermission interview, they're going to turn up the heat a little bit on this Philadelphia Flyer team. They realize that they played last night. They got into Chicago rather late last night, and they might be dragging, especially later in this third period. So make sure you're playing in the opposition zone. It's easy to play in the offensive zone. You can find extra energy when you're playing defensively. Sometimes hard to find the air.
Get late in the game, Steve, I would imagine, those battles for those 50-50 pucks, you don't always win them late in the game like you would maybe earlier in the game because of the energy levels. We'll have to see if that happens here. Kaiser at center ice on the left wing side, whips the puck down into the Flyer zone. This circles the net and ends up the far side off the stick of Rodrigo Abels. Taken away in the Hawk zone by Kaiser. Head to Oliver Moore. Moore at center ice on the left wing. Spins the puck down behind the Flyer net off the boards. Ristolainen guides it up the left wing side. And this hits somebody on the Flyer bench and bounces back into play. We get a whistle stopping play.
Fortunate it did hit somebody on that Flyer bench, and the linesman did a great job whistling it down because Abels would have been off to the races. We've mentioned his name, Rodrigo Abels, Russian-born player who's 6'4", 210 pounds, and he had some steam behind him. He had some speed behind him, and fortunately for the Blackhawks, that did hit a glove. A lot of guys on the bench will lean over and just have their glove on the bench, right at the players' bench, and that's exactly where the puck hit.
Now you mentioned his stature, 6'2" and 210, and a guy that's that size and can skate, that can be a little scary. From the draw, the Flyers get the puck. Ristolainen behind the net. Passing it around up the right wing to Konechny. Flyer blue line. He'll spin it ahead for Dvorak into the Hawk zone. He's eliminated from the play along the far boards by Crevier. Now Vlasic behind the Hawk net. Fights off of a check there from Zegras. Passing to Mikheyev, then to Dickinson at center ice. To Crevier to the Flyer blue line. Flings one off the glass behind the net. Ristolainen put it up the near boards. Ilya Mikheyev tried to dump it down in behind the Flyer net, but this is picked off once again by Rasmus Ristolainen. Former number one pick of the Buffalo Sabres into the Hawk zone. We get a whistle, and this play is offside. And they'll face it off now back out to center ice.
Yeah, Ristolainen, another one of those high draft picks for the Buffalo Sabres that didn't really work out in Buffalo and finds himself in Philadelphia, and really not that bad. He's obviously not a top 2 defenseman on this team, but he certainly pulls down the minutes. Currently playing with Sealer on the back end. It's basically their third pair.
One of the things I think that the Sabres found disappointing, as did the Flyers, and now Lardis becomes entangled with Michkov right at the Hawk blue line. And there's a linesman now, 2 linesmen in between them. And it doesn't look like Nick wants to give up on this battle. He has a hold of Michkov, who also has a hold of Nick Lardis' sweater. Now they let go of one another. And will they both head to the penalty boxes? I believe they will.
Yeah, well, Nick Lardis saw Ryan Donato get involved physically in that second period. Then he scores a goal. So, why not follow the elder statesman?
Philadelphia, number 39. Chicago, number 76. Both players, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike the call. He could have called a roughing.
Okay.
But we will see 4-on-4 hockey. And keep in mind, that's when the Blackhawks scored in that second period. Late in the second period, it was 4-on-4 hockey. Ryan Donato finding himself with a little extra room, and Ryan Donato finding himself on the ice again, out with Andre Burakovsky.
So maybe a tactical maneuver by young Nick Lardis. I take this guy off the ice, we'll get a 4-against-4. Remember the days of the Edmonton Oilers?
Oh, yeah.
They would look for that.
Yeah, and they.
Oh, gosh.
Cliff Fletcher made a big stink about it, and they actually. I'll watch this play first.
There's Grzelcyk racing to a loose puck back in the Hawk zone. He drops it off. Burakovsky swats it away behind the net. Levshunov in pursuit in the far corner, ridden off the puck by Cates. Cates has it back for Philly. Carries behind the Hawk net, then gave it up to Andre Burakovsky behind the net. Oh, a dangerous play by Burakovsky to drag the puck through the Hawk goal crease, but he carries to center ice to get himself some room and then drops it back to Levshunov in the Hawk end. Flyers change up a couple of their forwards. Donato down the left wing into the Flyer zone to the corner, stopping there. Carrying back to the half boards, he's checked. Lost the puck to Couturier to Sanheim. Leads a 2-on-1 break into the Hawk zone. Gave it a tip in left circle. He shoots on a shoulder save made by Knight. He didn't miss by much.
That was a 2-on-1 for Philadelphia. Levshunov had drifted up on the play. In fact, was in behind the Philadelphia net. Flyers took advantage of it.
There's tipping into the Hawk zone again to the left wing circle. Does a half spinorama. Centers the puck. Knocked away by Green to Vlasic. To Levshunov in front of the net. To Vlasic in the near circle. Hawk in. Flyers once again getting a change. Vlasic to Green. He's over the Flyer line. Leaves it in the left circle. Vlasic fires. That hit escape. Puck tumbles to the line. Crevier bats it away to the right wing boards. Oliver Moore circling in to get it in the corner. 30 seconds on the 4-against-4. Moore trying to center the puck. Comes free in the slot. And now Crevier got it back in the right circle. Turns and flings it over to Moore. Wide open the left wing corner. Moore carrying up the boards. Dropping the puck to the left wing corner to Green. Carrying it around, gave it to Moore. Deep slot, hammers the one-timer, and a kick save made by Erson.
It's a good shot by Oliver Moore, and great puck possession by that 4-on-4 grouping. Ryan Green and Oliver Moore up front did an excellent job hounding pucks, cycling pucks, and finally getting a shot.
Now the penalty box is empty. Each team at full strength. Here's Jason Dickinson skating the puck. In over the Flyer line down the left wing to the corner where he hit the brakes. Carries to the half board, sets up Kaiser left point. Kaiser turning off Grunstrom, carrying through the high slot. Kaiser put it over, right circle. Grzelcyk fires. Save is made in front. Loose puck comes free and ends up over the blue line to center ice. Dickinson back to get it.
I believe that shot by Grzelcyk was meant to be redirected. He saw Mikheyev standing in front of the net. I think he almost tried to bank it off of the big forward in front. Unfortunately, didn't get the right bounce.
Mikheyev sends Dickinson over the Flyer line down the left wing. Turning away on the half boards. Dickinson leaving the puck there for Ilya Mikheyev. Rolls off a check with some room. Bottom of the circle. Tried to cut in front with the puck. Had it poke checked away by Sealer. And the puck cleared to center ice by Drysdale.
Real good play by Sealer. Mikheyev shifty, and his eyes were lighting up there. And he smelled the net. He was only about 25 feet out. Sealer just laid down in a perfectly timed poke check.
Bobby Brink dumps the puck in behind the Hawk net. Kaiser there. Bank pass up the left wing. Lafferty over the Flyer line. Top of the circle. Cuts back through the slot and fires. And Erson is down with a butterfly save. Loose puck taken away. Tippett clearing to center ice. And it looked like Grabenkin had knocked the puck down with a high stick. He just left it there at center ice. And the Hawks get it back. Here's Lafferty crossing the Flyer line on the right wing. He grew up as a Flyer fan in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania, which, by the way, is in the central part of the state. Now the other way comes Couturier to center ice up the left wing. Put the puck down to the corner Hawk zone, then runs into Vlasic, takes the puck away. Back pass to the left point. Konechny from there will fire. That goes wide. Penalty coming up here to the Hawks. Couturier behind the net. Had the puck stripped off his stick. Whistle blows, and now Konechny becomes entangled in front of the Hawks net with a couple of Hawks. And you had Vlasic in his face. Well, now Vlasic looks like he's going to head to the penalty box.
Well, Sanheim went down, but now he's up, and he's going after Vlasic, and that's who Konechny was going after. So it's Vlasic with the penalty, and Sanheim seems to be okay.
All right, Flyer power play when we return with 12:31 left in the third. 2-1 Philly. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Finding health insurance can be so confusing. People need help. That's why I work for Get Covered Illinois.
We are the state's official health insurance marketplace.
And we're here to help. With thousands of brokers certified by the state and hundreds of trained insurance guides, what we call navigators, available in communities across Illinois.
All free.
At getcoveredillinois.gov, we're here to help.
Hey, Chicago Blackhawks fans! I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, a win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tackle the elements in style with a brand new Porsche from the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park. Browse and test drive our extensive selection, like the 2025 Porsche Macan. Right now, lease the 2025 Macan for only $949 a month for 39 months. Discover performance like no other when you visit the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park or PorscheExchange.com. 7,239 route time. Excludes tax title license and dock fee. No security deposit required. Expires 1/2/25.
Hey Blackhawks fans, it's Andre Burakovsky. Game on. It's time for Blackhawks hockey.
Thanks, Andre. 12:31 here to go in the third period. 2-1 in favor of the Philadelphia Flyers, and the Blackhawks just took a minor penalty. That's Alex Vlasic, who's a key penalty killer. We'll see her the next 2 minutes. Keep in mind the Chicago Blackhawks. This is the fifth game without Connor Bedard, their star player. They have not won a game without Bedard in the lineup this year. No Frank Nazar. This is basically his second. He got injured very early, John, in that game against Ottawa. So this is basically 2 games without Frank Nazar, 2 of the top centermen on this team.
Which, says in a way it presents opportunity for other guys, right, to step into that void. So we'll see who takes control. Face-off circle to the right of Spencer Knight. Zegras against Ryan Green. I think Ryan Green's been one of those guys, Steve. Wouldn't you agree that just kind of stepped up and decided, I'll take a chance at that.
Had a career high in time on ice his last game, and both of those guys, actually it was Teuvo Teravainen who came into the faceoff circle, ends up winning the draw, key clear to start this penalty kill.
Those guys are sent it all the way down. Flyers on their 4th power play opportunity. Konechny will lead the charge in over the Hawk blue line on the right wing. We get a late whistle for an offside here against the Flyers. I have to admit, I didn't see the offside, but the linesman on the far side of the rink did.
You know what I did notice, though, that Wyatt Kaiser gapped up on the play, and that's a smart play for a defenseman. It's just to take away, some space, especially on the penalty kill. And if you give them room, they can come up with tons of speed. He gapped up, got a little closer to the puck carrier, and I think that's what forced the far winger offside.
Flyers get control. Drysdale enters the Hawk zone down the right wing. Put the puck over to Konechny in the left wing corner. He'll leave it along the far boards for Drysdale. Drysdale whips it right point. Zegras flips it back into the high slot. Mikheyev steps up and poke checks it to center ice. But then Drysdale beat him back to the puck and then falls down in front of the penalty boxes. Dickinson grabs the puck. He'll muscle it just across the Flyer blue line. Then Zegras grabs it, and he's hit there by Mikheyev. Flyers get the puck back. Konechny rifling it down the left wing boards into the Hawk zone. Circles the net to the right point. Drysdale over to Konechny, top of the left circle. The high slot Drysdale. Little spinorama to get away from Dickinson. Carries to the left point. Put it to Konechny. To Brink left circle. To Drysdale. Over to the right circle. A one-timer by Zegras. And a nice save made by Knight down in the butterfly. Here's Drysdale with a long shot from the high slot. That goes wide. Konechny got it back on the left boards to Drysdale high slot. To Zegras, top of the near circle. Outstanding defensive play there by Kaiser to tie up Zegras so that the puck can be taken away by Mikheyev and cleared all the way down.
Real aggressive play, and that's after a minute 20 shift from Wyatt Kaiser, who has done a lot in this hockey game, especially defensively. That was excellent anticipation on Zegras.
Here's Tippett into the Hawk zone down the left wing, turning to the corner. Sets up top of the far circle, Andre. Now Couturier right point. High slot to York. To Tippett at the left point. 13 seconds on the power play to York in the high slot. To Couturier along the right boards. Back to York. Long wrist shot from the line. No Flyer was in front of the net, and Spencer Knight makes the easy chest save and holds on. And we get the pushing and shoving near the Hawk net. The linesmen are there on the scene as well. 6 seconds left on the Flyer power play.
Kind of penalty kill that can give a team some momentum. You know, Alex Vlasic, and it was an inadvertent interference call on Travis Sanheim, and they've killed this penalty so far very effectively. 6 seconds to go. And the fans certainly behind them. Spencer Knight has seen both shots that have come in from range, so penalty killer's doing their job. Now you finish this kill, and then the fans will be into it a little more. And I think the bench picks up too, realizing that this could be a turning point in the hockey game.
No question. Well, they got to kill the remaining 6 seconds off. Flyers' best face-off man, Sean Couturier, out there against Jason Dickinson. And now Couturier has been tossed off the dot. So it's going to be Owen Tippett facing off against Jason Dickinson. Circle to Knight's left. Linesman holding on to the puck. Dickinson wins the draw. Crevier behind the net with 4. Got some room and fires at the length of the ice. The Hawks have come back to full strength, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. Outstanding kill. Here are the Flyers on the attack. Andre put the puck down the boards into the Hawk zone, picked off by Crevier. Crevier sends it over to Grzelcyk. That's Levshunov now, passing up the right side at center ice. Burakovsky deflecting the puck down in behind the Flyer net. Tippett there, spun it back around, but then Levshunov takes the puck at the right point and fires. And that shot hit Couturier and deflects down into the Hawk zone. Grzelcyk with a lead pass ahead for Donato. Flyer line, a little too hot to handle, off the backhand part of his blade to the right wing corner. And then Dvorak sent it out to the line, held in nicely by Levshunov. Put it over left point, Grzelcyk. Spins it around to the right wing boards. Burakovsky let go a shot, not much on it. Bertuzzi got to the puck behind the net. For Burakovsky in the right wing corner. His stick was held. No penalty called as Grunstrom clears the puck to the Hawk blue line, and Matt Grzelcyk makes the smart play by keeping it away from Bobby Brink to center ice. And Grzelcyk falls down in front of the penalty boxes. Brink took the puck into the Hawk zone on the right wing and floats one in on goal. That's turned out of there by Knight with the stick, and Burakovsky will grab the puck. Whips it across to Burakovsky, and now Bertuzzi at center ice, and he'll fling it down into the right wing corner in the Flyer zone. Sealer then misplayed the puck. Donato's got it behind the net. Here's Donato. Tried to scoop it in front. Came back to him. Donato sends it left point. Kaiser. He'll fire. That's off the glass. Loose puck to the right wing boards to Murphy. Murphy down in the corner now. Had the puck taken away by Tippett, who gave it away in the high slot. Kaiser there. Kaiser out to the left point now. Flips it down to the left wing corner for Bertuzzi. Deflects it behind the net to the right wing corner to Donato. He rolls off of a check from Tippett. Sends to the right point, Murphy. Unloads a wrist shot. That's blocked away to the near boards. Bertuzzi battling there with Ristolainen, who takes the puck and clears it down into the Hawk end. Teams will make line changes. Murphy there, passing ahead, Ryan Green into the Flyer zone. To the left wing corner, Green. Leaving it there for Nick Lardis. Winds it around to the right point to Levshunov. Put it down to Moore, the right wing corner to Lardis, back of the net. Sends it left point, Grzelcyk. He'll fire it back down in behind the net. This time, Ristolainen intercepts that. But he lost the puck along the far boards. And then a battle ensues for the puck. Green got hold of it. Green in the right corner to Lardis, right circle. Jostled, lost the puck. Konechny the other way for the Flyers. He's to center ice on the left wing and let go of the puck down into the Hawk end. Chased down by Levshunov. Put it over to Green in the far corner. The Flyers, Grabenkin leaning on him, takes the puck away. And then lost it to Ryan Green. He'll lift it through the air to center ice. Zegras gloves it down. Andre took the puck back for Philly. Drops it back into the Flyer zone. Drysdale between the circles. To Zegras at center ice on the right wing. To Andre into the Hawk zone. Drops the puck off the shin pads of Grzelcyk. Send it over to Michkov. From the left wing boards, he'll flip it behind the net, around it up the near side. Oliver Moore then turned it over at the line to York. to Andre left point. Long shot from there. Kicked out by Spencer Knight. Here's Dickinson the other way to center ice. Dickinson crossing the Flyer line on the right wing. Became entangled with York, but fights through the check. Carries behind the net. Dickinson around to the near side. Lost the puck, taken back by Teravainen. The puck comes straight. Crevier, the slot fires on a close save made by Ersson, and he'll hold on. Another terrific chance for Louis Crevier, who just misfired. It's still 2-1 in favor of Philly with 7:04 left in the third. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Chicago's very own.
WGN. When and where you want us.
Hi, this is Dave Muzo, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. When emergencies happen, who do you call? Broken pipe, power outage, furnace failure, no hot water? The answer is always the same. Call Four Seasons. We guarantee same-day service and installation on all heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. That's why over 30,000 customers have given us a 5-star Google review.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Imagine having your skull detached from your spine to save you from paralysis. When Phil came to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, his spine was digging into his brainstem. After feeling unsure about his first hospital, he sought out our team's expertise and drove 14 hours for our care. We developed a comprehensive plan to rebuild his spine and made him feel at ease every step of the way.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Medicine is pioneering treatments for tough neurological conditions. During surgery, Phil's team detached his skull and removed the top of his spine. They then rebuilt his spine using rods and screws. This innovative procedure put him back on his feet in days instead of weeks.
As Phil's nurse, I'm proud to be part of the world-renowned team that's giving so many people a new lease on life.
Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better.
Hey, Chris Chelios here. It's time to break out the Bandito. El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So smooth, it's criminal. Break out the Bandito, baby.
Well, thanks, Chris. I hope they do break out the Bandito because that means the Blackhawks will have scored a goal. And Louis Crevier, he hit that last shot on net. He has had 6 attempts in this hockey game. Unfortunately, 4 missed shots. One of them was blocked, and that last one, his first registered shot on net. So Louis Crevier bringing the heat, as are the Blackhawks. 7:04 to go here in the third period. Still time to tie it.
I want to see Louis crank the stick back and just rip a slap shot. I think goaltenders, the word's getting out about his shot, and they're all kind of thinking, wow, that guy can fire. I better protect myself first. Stop the puck. Well, let somebody else do that. I kid. I'm sure these goaltenders have a ton of pride, and they don't mind taking those shots off their body, but you know it's got to hurt at times, especially if they get hit in the wrong spot. Here is Burakovsky kicking the puck to the Flyer blue line. Ristolainen took it back for Philly. To Couturier, Hawk line. He turned it over to Burakovsky, who then turned it back over to the Flyers' York. Back to Couturier, Hawk blue line on the right wing. Sends it down behind the net. Grundstrom runs into Levshunov, who pounds it around but not out. Puck held in at the left point by York. To Couturier along the left wing boards to Carl Grundstrom in the left wing corner. That's the puck to the left point to York. They'll flip it back in behind the Hawk net to Couturier. Flyers doing an effective job of maintaining the puck possession in the Hawk zone and milking the clock simultaneously here. Tip it to the puck left wing corner. Put it to the left point to York. To Ristolainen right point. They'll just flip it down behind the net and around it goes up the far side boards to Teravainen. Floats a pass out to Levshunov, Hawk line left wing side. Head to Donato. This is off his stick. Flyers get it back in the Hawk zone. Here's a shot from Konechny from the right wing side, and that hit the post and the crossbar. Zegras now took it back behind the net. Zegras to the left circle, cuts across the slot, turns and fires. And I don't know who stopped that. They may have hit Donato in front and went wide. Zegras again to the high slot. Let a shot go, blocked in front. Loose puck batted for there by Burakovsky, but held in by Zegras at the blue line. Spins it down to Dvorak back in the net. He hands it in the right wing circle. Drysdale fires. Blockered away by Knight. And now Dvorak gave it to Sealer. Bottom of the left circle. Moves to the net. He fires a backhander. That's turned out of there. A follow-up shot by Dvorak goes over the net. Knight is down on his side. And now finally grabs a puck at the top of the Hawk crease and holds onto it there. And I'm not sure if Spencer Knight is not injured in some way right now. We'll have to find out during the break. 5:12 left in the third. Hawks trailing the Flyers 2-1. We'll find out if we're going to see a great comeback by the Hawks before the Christmas holiday right after this break. This is Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Hellsberg Gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for Mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop in store at hellsberg.com for up to 50% off.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
When it comes to banking, you need a bank you can trust. A bank with a rock-solid reputation and the highest integrity. A bank that gives you the attention and respect you deserve. Whether you need a deposit account, loan, or investment management, ABOC will give you the same great service and deep knowledge that we've been known for since 1922. Let's work together to manage your finances today while planning for a better tomorrow. ABOC, a bank built on a strong foundation. Visit ABOC.com to learn more.
Hey Blackhawks fans, it's Ryan Donato. Break's over. More Blackhawks hockey coming up.
Welcome back to the United Center. Blackhawks trail by a goal. When you look at their last 3 games that they have lost, they were tied 1-1 with Montreal to start the third. They lose that game. They were tied with Ottawa 3-3. Start the third. They lost that game. They were down 2-0 to Toronto. That was a couple of games ago. They were up 2-0 10 minutes ago. Maybe they come back in this one and win a game.
Be nice. Send everybody home happy for the Christmas holiday. Back in the Flyer zone behind the net, Jamie Drysdale chasing the puck down. He'll move it up the left wing at center ice to Michkov. He snaps it down behind the Hawk net. Knight plays it around up the right wing side. Doc had to play for the puck for a moment. Now rolls free to Crevier. He'll carry down beside the Hawk net. Bank a pass up the right wing. Colton Doc, front of the benches at center ice. He was going to try and deke past the Flyer. He mishandled the puck. Cades took it, steps to the Hawk line, is hit by Crevier. Hawks get the puck back. Oliver Moore weaving into the Flyer zone. 1 against 5 Flyers. He likes the odds. Puck held in at the right point. Lafferty moves to the right circle. Shoots. Shoulder save made by Erson. Loose puck in front. Is gathered in and held on by Erson, but a penalty's going to be called here, and the Hawks are going to go to the Citco power play. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Citco. Download the app now to start saving. Here's why.
Philadelphia, number 14. Minor penalty for hooking.
That's big, Steve.
Well, Oliver Moore, I think, has had a real good third period. He's had a good game, really, and he makes things happen every time he's out there. Was on a shift with Tornado and Sam Lafferty, and Sam Lafferty almost scored a goal. Great moves by Oliver Moore. As you mentioned, basically a 1-on-5, but he made it happen, and that fourth line comes out. 2/3 of the fourth line comes out, gets a shot on net, and they draw a penalty. So, turning point in the hockey game, an excellent opportunity for the power play to strike here to tie it.
And to boot, Sean Couturier is not only one of the Flyers' best face-off men, but he's an outstanding penalty killer for the Flyers. He's got a calm presence for that Flyers team on the ice whenever he's out there killing a penalty. Rick Tocchet in the ear of one of our game referees, Justin Kia, who now skates across the rink, and a little conference taking place in front of the penalty box door where the Hawks enter and leave their penalty box.
Not too sure what this would be about. Couturier almost looks like he's leaving the ice. Yeah, he is. Leaving the penalty box, and they still haven't flagged who the guilty party is. So Couturier will be able to kill this penalty. Maybe that's why Rick Tocchet was so vehement in pleading his case, because he wanted one of his best penalty killers on the ice. And they have him. Couturier out of the penalty box.
Okay. Now it's going to be Gurbenkin instead of Couturier. That's a break for the Flyers. I mentioned Sean Couturier's abilities as a penalty killer. Now Grebenkin is out of the box, and Couturier, is he going to go back in?
Yeah. And I've never seen a coach win an argument when a guy's gotten put into the box, have him come out, because they can't check the tape. It's not reviewable. It obviously has to be a discussion between the referees, but after all that, Couturier back in the box.
Penalty at 15:36 of period number 3. This is the Hawks' 4th Citgo power play on the game. Face-off circle to the right of Samuel Ersson. And Christian Dvorak wins the face-off. He put the puck behind the Flyer net. There to get it is Cam York. He'll clear it off the left wing boards and down. 150 on the Hawk power play. Artem Levshunov carries out, dropping the puck on Ray Burakovsky. He carries up ice to center ice, to the Flyer blue line, where he pulls out the 9-iron, lifts it into the right wing corner in the Flyer zone. The puck taken by Ristolainen, drove it around. Bertuzzi at the left point, held it in there for a moment. A little scrum ensues. Puck pried free and held in nicely at the line by Levshunov. Skates it over to the right wing boards, spins it back in behind Bertuzzi, put it to Teravainen, who fires from the left circle, and a pad save made by Ersson. The puck is cleared down. Now Burakovsky right back into the Flyer zone to Bertuzzi along the left wing boards. Center to the left wing corner, Burakovsky behind the net, put it over, a shot from Donato from beside the net, turned out of there by Ersson. Here's Teravainen to the puck along the left side boards. Wins a battle from the bigger Abels. Hands it off Burakovsky down the left side to Teravainen in the slot. A one-time shot trickles wide. Donato on the right wing corner battling against the Flyers' Nick Seeler. Donato pulls it free to Bertuzzi in the corner. He swept it up off the glass in the netting, and a whistle will stop play. 50 seconds left on the Hawk power play. Faceoff will stay in the Flyer zone in the circle to Ersson's left.
Well, a couple of real good looks on the power play, and both by Teuvo Teravainen. The first off, an unbelievable no-look pass by Tyler Bertuzzi, who's known for his mucking, but boy, did a great job on the backhand pass into the slot. Teravainen with a shot, and then a little later on, it was Teravainen again, who's in that bumper position, who got a real good look. A couple shots from that first unit power play.
Dvorak wins the draw. Drysdale got hold of the puck behind the Flyer net. Fires it off the right wing boards and down. 40 seconds on the Hawk power play. Grzelcyk sends it off the boards down beside the Hawk net. Oliver Morse got the puck to Ryan Green, center ice, to Colton Dock over the Flyer line on the left wing side. Whips it down behind the net to the right wing corner. Christian Dvorak got it there and clears it around the boards and down. Flyers very aggressive on their penalty kill. They seem to not be afraid of taking the high forward and leaving themselves possibly vulnerable to a pass deep into the corner and another quick pass for a chance.
Yeah, Ryan Dock, I make that Colton Dock, a lot of pressure there. He did have an open man. It was the point man, but he elected to go around the boards behind the net with it, and that's where Philadelphia got it.
Flyers have come to full strength, so no power play goal for the Hawks on this power play. Deep in the near corner in the Flyer end, Ristolainen pulls the puck out. Look out, Spencer Knight is headed to the Hawk bench. Flyers come up ice with an empty net. Here's Grunstrom, left circle, Hawk zone, shoots and scores. It's an empty net goal, and the Flyers will now take a 3-1 lead with 2:08 left in period number 3. Spencer Knight was called to the Hawks bench, and he was headed in that direction when the Flyers were able to clear their zone. And Grunstrom with a wide open shot in the far circle in the Hawk zone. That's his 5th goal in the last 9 games since his call-up from Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, poor timing. I think the Blackhawks were trying to get the goalie out while they still had a man advantage. And actually, the man advantage had already expired, so I take that back. It was 5-on-5 hockey, and they elect to pull the goaltender. Not the best time. Typically you want to have control of the puck in the offensive zone, maybe even a face-off in the offensive zone, but they pulled the netminder, and unfortunately Philadelphia had control of the puck, an easy empty net goal, and they trail by 2.
So Grunstrom from Couturier at 17:52 of the third. 3-1 Philly. Back in the Hawk zone behind the net. Grzelcyk has the puck. Teravainen, by the way, floating at the Flyer blue line, now takes a pass. Teravainen strokes the puck down beside the Flyer net. It goes wide. And again, Spencer Knight is on the Hawks bench. 6 attackers and an empty net for the Hawks. Konechny clears the puck through the air to center ice. Levshunov got it to Donato at the Flyer line on the right wing. He'll whip it down behind the net away to the near corner. Ristolainen there for Philly will clear down to the Hawk blue line. Levshunov there for the Hawks. Made a pass on the right wing to Burakovsky, straddling the Flyer blue line. He deflects the puck down behind the net. And once again, the Flyers get control. It's passed by York over to Ristolainen, and he'll clear the puck down into the Hawk zone. Lefshinoff for the pass. Bertuzzi over the Flyer line, left wing to Green in the high slot. He let go a shot. That deflects wide. Colton Dock in the right wing corner. Had the puck, lost it. And now this is deflected out to center ice off the stick of Bobby Brink. 1 minute left in regulation. 3-1 in favor of the Flyers.
That was Bobby Brink with a block earlier. He's had a real strong game here for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Now Christian Dvorak to the puck in front of the benches. Drops it off. Sealer will try one from the Flyer zone. This deflects wide into the near corner. Kaiser is there. Put the puck behind the net over to Crevier. Passing up the right side. This misses Oliver Moore. The puck slides into the Flyer end. Sealer clearing it ahead. Bobby Brink from center ice. Tries one. That hit a Hawk player. This puck battled for in front of the Hawks bench. Taken away by Cates of the Flyers. He dumps it into the near corner Hawk zone. Crevier there to get it. Winds it over to Wyatt Kaiser. Skating up the right wing and now over the center ice circle. Quick pass on the right wing to Donato over the Flyer line. Donato cuts into the right circle and fires a shot that goes wide. Kaiser from the left point will fire. That goes wide. Lardis to the puck along the right boards. Demore back in the net with 5 seconds. Put it in front. Picked off by Brink. He'll go for the empty net. He fires it wide. The horn sounds, and the Philadelphia Flyers win this game 3-1. So 6 losses in a row for the Hawks as they end this portion of the season and head to the Christmas break. Unfortunately for the Hawks, their record now falls to 13-17-6, while the Flyers now improve to 19-10-7. And we had all hoped for a happy ending here tonight, Steve. It just wasn't in the cards for the Hawks.
Yeah, it came up a little short. They had their opportunity, especially on that power play. Teuvo Teravainen with a couple of good looks. I like that power play a lot. Unfortunately, they couldn't solve Samuel Ersson, who I thought played a very strong game for these Philadelphia Flyers, stopping 20 of 21 shots. And then they get caught pulling the goalie at the wrong time, which was very unfortunate. I think maybe sometimes you think about pulling the goaltender if you've got a power play. And I think there probably would have been about 3 minutes left. You might have been able to pull a goaltender then. You get control of the puck. So now instead of a 5-on-4, it's a 6-on-4.
Yeah.
But they elected to wait until later in the game. And I think there was just under 2 minutes to go when they eventually pulled Spencer Knight. And as we all saw, Philadelphia had control of the puck. And they scored a relatively easy empty net goal. So wasn't for lack of effort, wasn't for lack of trying, but certainly when you don't have Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar in the lineup, that's two pretty big holes to fill. And I don't question the effort. The effort was certainly there for the Blackhawks, maybe just the skill lacking.
20,256 were on hand here tonight at the United Center. Unfortunately, they're going to go home a little unhappy for the Christmas holiday, but hopefully all of them will head home safely and have a